January 28th. Ermanni and Edwards, the bottom line. Woodward Sports Network. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards. Good afternoon to you, my friend.
What's up, my brother? Hey, man, I'm enjoying myself. Got some of that Beast Now on, supporting my brother.
I called that logo out from a mile away.
You did. You walked in, said, what's that, some of that Beast Now stuff you
That's
got going
right.
on? Enjoying, hey, it's Friday. How can you not feel good? It's Friday. Tomorrow's the Royal Rumble, WWE,
right.
So I'm excited having a couple of people over, a little Rumble watch party. We got all type of little games we play. You put your numbers in the hat, 1 through 30 in the entering numbers, and you pick. You get 3 picks, and then you get the longest in the ring, the shortest in the ring, the one with the most toss out, and the guy that eventually wins it. And they have Women's Rumble as well, so before time is a pleasure.
You've got your Beast Now on. I've got my Marty McFly puffer vest
There you
on.
go.
Oh,
Doc!
yeah. And Tom Mazawey is with us. Adam Baydoun, grab that mic real quick. I want to talk to you real quick. Grab that mic real quick.
You guys found out some information, right?
So Baydoun's birthday is Sunday, and my birthday's Sunday. And Baydoun is... Now, I want to understand, how are you? That's a good
There you go.
call.
Come on up here, Goose.
I got to talk to you real quick. Talk to me about your Sunday plan, because your Monday plan is predicated on your Sunday plan.
I'm a part of the Monday plan, by the way.
Yeah, everybody's invited Monday. I'm going to burn this whole fucking thing down.
The whole thing?
Whole thing.
There we go. Mark that.
You're ready. Now, you are all in on Matt Stafford.
Now, I'm totally invested. I can't return any of this stuff. I'm going to be so mad if they don't win.
Hey.
Honestly.
Well,
I may even do a party even if they lose.
If they lose, you still have to do the show as if they won.
Yeah, I have to. I'm already committed. I have all the props.
Committed.
I've got the liquor. I've got everything.
You got to
celebrate
stay in
the
character.
season.
Like, we're in character now. It's too late. It's too late to
I'm
turn the
all in.
movie off. The movie's almost over.
Yeah, you've got to celebrate the season, because it was still a good season.
Yeah, I can't celebrate Sunday because I got to be watching the games. So I got to do it. You got to do it Monday.
Get the 2 wins as well, so it's already time to celebrate. He's got
man.
2 wins. It's time to turn up.
Oh, nobody's ready for me. If you guys think I'm an asshole and I'm unbearing, wait till Monday.
Wait till
my God.
Monday. 8:00. Adam Baydoun
Here's a quick one,
is all
Baydoun.
over it.
Do the Cincinnati Bengals have a shot?
Yes,
They do?
but they're going to get murdered.
I love it. I feel the exact same way.
4 straight AFC title appearances. They know what they're doing. They're ready for this.
Plus last week, the week before that, not to mention, they have not lost a game since the month of October. Put that in perspective.
Man, I'm almost rooting for Stafford just so I can see what Baydoun does on Monday morning.
Honestly, you should be rooting against Stafford. You guys don't want to see
You don't want to see it.
I might get kicked off the show. I may never do a show again. Honestly, so.
No,
can't
that
have
would
that.
never happen. The great Adam Baydoun. Listen to him
Morning
live,
Wood.
8 a.m. until 10. You can watch him live on YouTube. Him and Jeff, of course, part of the Morning Wood team here. And, of course, anywhere podcasts are found, watch them on your time. Tom Mazawey along with us. Hi, buddy.
Hey, guys. Happy birthday weekend to Ryan and Adam.
Thank you, buddy.
Happy football weekend to all the rest of us.
I am not a big celebrate yourself kind of guy. And I was talking to my good friend Lee Thomas about that today. And I think maybe because we get so much attention as it is, it's nice to just kind of do nothing, right? Like, because I don't want to do anything on Sunday. What my perfect idea of a birthday is this.
Right.
I'm going to sleep in until 7:30.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a massage. I'm going to order takeout.
Where are we going to get this massage?
Well, I got a gal on the east side. That
Okay.
takes
Are
care
they
of
coming
it.
to you?
No, I go to her.
My wife had a masseuse over there one time for my birthday. Came to the house.
Oh, wow.
See, I had that one time, but the kids make too much noise.
So you
This
can't
was
really-
pre-kids.
Yeah, I don't want to
This was
hear that.
pre-kids.
I don't want to hear that. And then I'm going to order food. I'm going to watch television. And then beginning at 1 o'clock, I'm watching pregame. I want to stay on the couch all day long and do nothing. I don't want to do anything.
That's
Are you
perfect.
a birthday party guy?
Hell yeah, I'm a birthday party guy. What the hell?
You're a birthday month guy.
But no, I used to be that guy. I haven't been that guy probably since 2012. That's the last time I. No, I take it back. 2013, I turned 30.
Can I make a caveat?
Oh, please do.
Milestone birthdays, I'm all in on.
Yeah, and that's what I was just about to say.
Milestone
Yeah.
birthdays are good.
When
But regular 43.
I turned 30 in 2013. We did the birthday month. Actually, we started the year off. Like, as soon as it hit January, it was go time.
Yeah.
But what I love about my birthday is like ours is it just brings people together though. Like, you have your friends come together, your family comes together. Like, they bring people together. Like, I don't like to revert to it as a holiday, but if it has the same type of effect of a Christmas, of a Thanksgiving, of a 4th of July, like, that's why I like it. It just brings the family together, and you just have fun. But on the actual day, if it's not a weekend, it's nothing better just laying around and doing nothing but know it's your birthday. Just return Texas and smoke some of that D-Mac all day.
That's right. Eat them D-Mac edibles. Maz, you a birthday guy?
I'm a birthday guy, but I think everyone, first of all, should never work on their birthday.
I agree. I'm
yes. that kind of guy.
I do agree with you on that.
But as far as like having a party and like having 1 million people over, not really. I'm not into that. But for other people, I want to make it special. I do.
I agree with that as well. So now that we're all in agreement, even if that's a word, we shall move on. Ladies and gentlemen, big football weekend. I do want to make mention something that we talked about yesterday. Mike McDaniel did, in fact, take the the defensive coordinator position job for John Harbaugh and the Baltimore Ravens. He's 34 years old. He's the youngest defensive coordinator in the league, certainly the youngest defensive coordinator in the 26-year history of the Baltimore Ravens. Spent 7 seasons with Baltimore before making the trek up to Ann Arbor last year in college and really working wonders with that defense. But, Braylon, what do you make of Mike McDaniel leaving the Michigan football program? I think most of us thought that was always going to happen, but we didn't think it was going to happen this soon. Yeah,
and I think it was a situation where John Harbaugh sent McDaniel down to the University of Michigan. He knew what he had in him in terms of his knowledge. He's been on the staff 7 years. He trusted this guy, recommended him to Jim. Jim liked the guy. He interviewed well, and he helped turn this team around. I mean, he had Aiden Hutchinson, he had David Ojabo and Josh Ross. But you see what they were able to do. They learned different this year. They played different. They played at a higher clip. So, if I'm John Harbaugh, and I'm watching my defense, who had some pieces missing this season. Marcus Peters was out with a torn ACL, a couple other absences on that defense. But I'm watching my defense struggle all season. Like, they really struggled in spots, and it was very noticeable. They had to go to overtime a lot, relied heavily on Huntley, relied heavily on Lamar Jackson as well. I did say that. But I'm watching as I'm John Harbaugh, and I see the success that this Michigan team is having. I'm seeing this team just completely turn around on defense. I'm taking notes each week. I'm not looking. I'm saying, hey, you know what? Maybe it was a test. Maybe John was sending him down there to get right, give him a little bit of experience. Maybe it was an agreement. It's like, hey, Jim, I'm going to send you this guy. I want him to be our defensive coordinator, but I need to vet him. I think he can help your situation out. But when he's ready, I'm going to need him back. Now, to your point, I don't think he knew it was going to be 1 year. But I think this was something that they put together, and he always was going to go back. But he had such a good year. John Harbaugh didn't have that good year on the defensive side. He said, hell, excuse me, let me go ahead and get that Wilt situation right back.
Not only that, he's going to have a lot of intimate knowledge on what defensive players possibly are out there for the Ravens. I mean, who knows? Maybe David Ojabo will be a Raven.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't think he's going to last that long, but I will tell you this as it relates to the University of Michigan now. And I wish I would give the gentleman credit who said the name on Twitter, but I think if you're the University of Michigan, there's one guy you should strongly consider.
I'm waiting.
Larry Foote Jr. as the next defensive coordinator for the University of Michigan.
A.K.A. Luther. That's what we used to call him.
I mean,
it's another Tampa Bay Buccaneer guy that would run out of there.
Steelers guy.
Well, it's an interesting name to consider because it almost falls in line like that Mike McDaniel mold. Somebody who's spent years in the NFL coaching and developing and becoming a coach. Now it's time for Larry Foote to take that next step and be elevated to a coordinator as well. Now, again, there's family situations too. You just don't know if wives would be willing to leave, if kids want to leave. But he played in Pittsburgh. He spent time coaching in Arizona, and now ultimately in Tampa. Quality of life. You don't know if he's more than content doing that or not. But I think Larry Foote is a name that Jim Harbaugh should certainly consider as the next defensive coordinator for Michigan.
I love that. I love that idea. I love that for so many reasons. Larry Foote is one of the most Detroit individuals I've ever met. He's from Detroit, born in Detroit, raised in Detroit. He went to the University of Michigan. He claimed Detroit. Detroit's tattooed on his body somewhere. I think it's on his arm, if I remember correctly. He loves Detroit. Pershing High School guy. Like, he breathes the city of Detroit. He breathes 313. Now you bring him back. It goes with the narrative and the theme that we were talking about. Bringing guys back that have been there, that have experience. Mike Hart had a lot of college coaching experience before he came to Michigan. Ron Bellamy had a lot of success coaching at the high school level. West Bloomfield High School won the states with Donovan Edwards at running back. Now you bring in Larry Foote, guy that played at Michigan, played under Lloyd Carr, from Detroit, played for the Steelers, played for the Cardinals, been to Super Bowls, won Super Bowls, now has been in the NFL, excuse me, with the Cardinals, with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on their respective coaching staffs, won a Super Bowl last year. That is invaluable, bringing him in, if he would accept the job. Yeah. But I know he's married now, he has 2 kids now. He has not been back to Detroit in terms of living in a Detroit setting with his family. That might be something he wants to explore as well, coming back home and letting his kids grow up around Detroit.
It's definitely an interesting possibility, Maz.
I already reached out to him. So
you did?
let's see if he calls back.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I saw that name and I'm sorry for the gentleman that suggested it.
Haroon, our guy, retweeted it to us.
Okay.
Yeah. But there was another kid that did mention it.
Just an interesting name. And if you look at that Michigan coaching staff with, Gaddis, Hart, Bellamy, Foote, Moore. I mean,
that does sound
come
good.
on, man.
That does sound good.
And again, with McDonald on the move, it seems like Alabama has a new OC and DC every year. When you are good in college, teams come a-calling. I mean, this is always an expectation, and I don't know how long it's going to take before Gaddis gets a look, or Hart gets a look, or Bellamy gets a look somewhere else and makes that next step.
I think I think Temple actually already came after Mike, if I remember correctly, right after the Iowa win, I believe Temple did come calling Mike's door. So they're already coming out. What we didn't really do? We did, as the season went on for University of Michigan, especially after the Iowa win, before the Georgia win. I don't think we talked about enough in that space of the Big Ten Championship and the Orange Bowl. We didn't talk about what if in terms of the next season for the University of Michigan. I think we were so happy that they were back, that they won, they beat Ohio State, that they beat Iowa, that they were in the playoffs. We didn't assess what they would be next year just in terms of the losses. Like losing the D-line coach, that was tremendous. You see what that D-line was able to do last year. Losing McDonald now, who revamped our defense. We've had good defenses in the past, but never defenses that can play multiple looks and do different things and still have that success. You lose David Ojabo, you lose Aiden Hutchinson, you lose 2 offensive linemen. Like, it's an interesting situation, and now I'm thinking about it with Jim Harbaugh. Like, that's why Jim's probably trying to clamor to get out. It's a lot of insecurities and unknowns as it relates to going into August of this year.
Well, speaking of Jim Harbaugh clawing to get out, it does not appear that job will be the Las Vegas Raiders, because the Raiders may have their guy, and it's somebody we talked about 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago. Yep. We'll have that for you coming up next. Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network on a beautiful Friday. It's the bottom line.
6 dark corners, a driveway and a patio, 5 windows that could become doors. Every house has unique security challenges. Guardian Alarm has more tech, more team, and more ways to help keep them all safe. Get a professionally designed and installed security and smart home system from Guardian Alarm. Sign up today and get a free video device. Guardian Alarm. Smart, right from the start. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT.
Big names, bigger opinions. It's the bottom line on Woodward Sports.
Hey
guys, it's Matt with the Folding Warehouse in Hamtramck, Michigan. That's right. And the inventor of folding is Chris and Noni Hutt. Of course, go see them. They're great hosts. They will teach you the game. And, well, what's the game? It's throwing a football at bowling pins. Whoever knocks them down first, you are the winner. Lots of ways to play. Well, 2 ways to play. $10 unlimited open play, or you can have a private lane reservation. They've also got 100 beers, over 100 beers, a $2 mystery beer machine, and multiple full bars stocked and ready for you. How about food? You could bring your own food in, have a picnic there, have it delivered any way you want it. Just go get your fold on. Check them out at foldingwarehouse.com.
Welcome back, Ermanni and Edwards, The Bottom Line. Woodward Sports Network, thank you for tuning in wherever you are, however you're consuming Woodward Sports. We certainly appreciate it. Tell a friend about us. If you're watching on YouTube, pound that like button. No doubt about it. Braylon, want to get into the NFL because so much talk surrounding Jim Harbaugh to the Las Vegas Raiders job, and I do think there was a lot of smoke there and what happened in the last couple of weeks. And not privy to know what happens behind those closed doors, but we do know that Mark Davis had strong feelings towards Jim Harbaugh, and I don't know where those went, but those feelings have seemed to have waned a little bit in lieu of Patriots offensive coordinator, former Broncos head coach Josh McDaniels. And McDaniels is finally going to get an interview with the Raiders. Here is the tweet from Ian Rappaport. The Raiders have put in a request to interview Patriots OC Josh McDaniels for the vacant head coaching job. A pairing of Patriots de facto GM Dave Ziegler and Josh McDaniels always loomed for the Raiders. If all goes well tomorrow, it could happen, which the tweet was yesterday, so that is today. The teams are meeting today, and we could get an announcement at any minute, or certainly over the weekend, Josh McDaniels to the Raiders. Should he get another shot? Perhaps.
Remember he quit on the Colts?
Yeah, he doesn't do anything for me. But I'm just glad that, Harbaugh is not going to be the guy there, apparently. Didn't get off of the job.
Yeah, as it relates to Harbaugh, I think sometimes we have to ask the question, who is they? Who are these people that said, that Mark Davis was high on Jim Harbaugh? Did Mark Davis come out?
We believe that Mark Davis was telling Charles Woodson that.
And that's what I'm saying. We got to be careful because a lot of times we run with these, not us, just in general, just talking because we run with these things and maybe that never was the case. If somebody doesn't come out and say it, sometimes we got to be careful because now it's starting to look like nobody wanted Jim Harbaugh. Like it's starting to look like it's starting to look like it wasn't there as much as people thought it was or speculating thought. Maybe because of the season he had, people just start grasping at straws that maybe this is Jim and et cetera. Do you make what I'm saying of that?
A little bit. A little bit.
Yeah, but
I think the Raiders were the only team that was interested, though.
Yeah, okay. But talking about Josh McDaniels, bringing it back full circle, I think he could be ready now. I think this could be time for Josh McDaniels. Mm-hmm. It's very interesting. He started. Well, let me take it back. He was the young guy to get hired first. Mm-hmm. And Josh McDaniels got hired by the Raiders when he was with the Broncos. He was 32. Mm-hmm. He was the first young guy. Now, and they went away from it for a long time because you saw what happened when he was in that Broncos organization. Mm-hmm. He tore that thing apart. In a year and a half, less than that, he tore that apart. He pissed off Jay Cutler, tried to trade Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler didn't trust in him. He didn't trust in the ownership. Jay Cutler asked for a trade. They traded, a couple first-round picks or first-round pick as well as to get Kyle Orton. To get Kyle Orton, they did that move. Pissed off Brandon Marshall. Do you remember the epic practice that Brandon Marshall had where they were throwing him the ball and he was knocking the balls down? And then right after that led to him being traded to the Miami Dolphins. So he just completely tore that franchise apart. Fast forward 13 years later, he's had time to mature. He's 45 now. He's been and won a couple more Super Bowls. With Belichick, he's learned from his mistakes. He's made more friendships as it relates to the players that play today, players in the past, coaches. I think this is a perfect time for Josh McDaniels to step away. Sometimes you're not ready. Like everybody can't be Sean McVay at 30 years old and go to the Super Bowl at 33? At 32, however, he think 32, he went to the Super Bowl. Not everybody could do this. Now, I think it's Josh McDaniels' time. It's perfect time. It's been 13 times. It's like fine wine. It ages over time.
We also mentioned a couple other names that were going to go with Josh McDaniels. Gerard Mayo, who you heard the other day that he's going to be a phenomenal head coach somewhere. And I forgot who we had on.
Hondo
said that. He said he's going to be a spectacular head coach somewhere someday. I think he could come with McDaniels and be the D coordinator. We also heard another name. Remember, we put this out that Derek Carr his name was being bantered about, and now we have kind of a little proof because his brother went on there today on Colin Cowherd, David Carr, and he basically said, "Look, my brother Derek just wants to win. He doesn't care about the money. He just wants to win. He wants to win in Vegas. But if they
do you know who his best friend is?
Win, who is it?"
I did not know this. Derek Carr's best friend is Devontae Adams.
I didn't know that until I read that.
I did not know that. David Carr said that.
Yeah.
He said, well, we obviously, the relationship, Derek's best friend is Devontae Adams.
That came out last week. It said Devontae Adams may want to play with Derek Carr. That came out last week. Yeah.
So if he doesn't stay with the Raiders, I think he's getting shopped around. We mentioned that, and I think it's coming through
Well, look,
to fruition.
if you look at a quarterback carousel, that's the number one position in all of sports, right? I mean, outside of Jimmy G going right now, Stafford, Mahomes, you had Allen last week, you had Rodgers last week, you got Brady last week. I mean, you need a quarterback in the NFL. Everybody is desperate and searching for that top quarterback. And is Derek Carr that guy? Is Jared Goff that guy? I mean, last year we talked about it, Braylon. I mean, 16 of the 32 teams in the NFL had a different starting quarterback in the opener this year than they did a year prior. And the reason that is because everybody is so desperate to find that quarterback.
Yeah, and then the other thing about that leads to the desperation also, as you're seeing, is, man, like, quarterbacks are coming out just so damn good now, man. Like, if you're a team and you're watching Herbert play one night, and you're watching Josh Allen, you're watching Mahomes, you're watching Mac Jones when they went on that 8-game winning streak. You know, you're watching Tua to a certain extent, couple games in there, and they won 7 in a row. You're just watching a young quarterback. Even Stafford, 33, still in his prime. Like, you're looking at quarterbacks like this, just like, I got to get me one of these things, man. I get Lamar Jackson. How do we forget about Lamar Jackson? I know he had a bad year, but Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson, who you talk about, who hasn't played, man. If you're watching this, it's like, I got to get me one of those things. So that's why everybody wants one now. It's like, now I got to have it now. I got to make a move for it now. I got to do something to get set thing now. That's why Russell Wilson is going to be high. He's going to be high up there.
And you mentioned the quarterbacks, too. Just getting back to this McDaniels thing, the word on the street is that Bill O'Brien would leave Alabama to be the OC as well.
In New England.
In Las Vegas.
In New England.
In New England. That's right.
Go back to where he came from.
Go back to New England.
Go back to the Belichick tree.
Isn't that New England tree something? I mean, it's like this constant rotation. Even Patricia's back there now. I mean, it's almost as if
it's a cult.
It's almost as if it only works there, though. Yeah. And the reason why everybody has to go back there is because when they leave there, they fail. Now, I wouldn't call Bill O'Brien a failure at Alabama, being the offensive coordinator at Alabama. I don't even count
Alabama. I only count the NFL job.
I was just going to say that.
I only count the NFL job.
You're reading my mind.
That's what we do, baby. That's what we do, Marty. You're my McFly. I'm Dr. McFly. But at the end of the day, I think it's one of – oh, there it is, Alex. At the end of the day. No, I just think when people leave Belichick, they either leave too old and the time has passed. Like, I love Romeo Cornell. He gave me an opportunity to play in his NFL.
Braylon.
He drafted me. You know, he called me on the phone. I'll never forget the phone call and how it sounded.
Braylon.
Hey, Braylon Edwards. Like, I love him, but he was past his prime. He was past the time to be able to coach, I think. You look at Charlie Weiss. Charlie Weiss was a little past the NFL time, and he went down to Notre Dame and had success. But I think Josh McDaniels, too early. Like, it's always too early or too late. I think now with McDaniels, look at Patricia. Patricia wasn't ready to leave. Like, he wasn't open enough to be a head coach in terms of being the face, do interviews, interact with the community, interact with the franchise and the players. We knew that was going to treat people right. But with McDaniels, he's legitimately had an opportunity at 32 years old. It did not go well. He went back to Bill Belichick, learned more under Bill. You see Bill Belichick learned under Bill. You see the reactions he had to Tom Brady, how they coached, how they played together. Now it's 13 years later. I think this will be the first opportunity of someone to really have some success that left Bill Belichick. 45 years old. He's been under Belichick for 20 years. Like, this is time.
Yeah, I can't remember. Did you say you like McDaniels?
No, I can't stand him.
Yeah,
he just looks like a weasel to me. I don't like what he did to the Colts. Remember they hired him, and then he said, "No, I don't want to take the job," just like his predecessor, just like Bill Belichick did to the Jets. I don't like any of those guys, to be perfectly honest with you.
Bill Belichick got put in a bad situation by your boy Parcells.
You know, again, one of the reasons, obviously, I think we're all keeping an eye on the Raiders is because many of us believe that was the only legitimate landing spot for a potential Jim Harbaugh to leave the University of Michigan. I don't believe any of these other openings are going to be in on him. Guys, the Detroit Lions and the New York Football Jets assistant coaches will lead the Senior Bowl squads next week. Lions doing something interesting with their coaching staff. We'll talk about that. Get you all the latest news regarding the Detroit Lions. Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line.
Hi, I'm Kay Cunningham. I'm proud to partner with Hall Financial, the mortgage company known for 5-star service. Don't just take my word for it. Check out their 5,000 5-star reviews for yourself. Go to callhallfirst.com and get started with your 5-star experience today.
What's the over-under? Should I tease? Who is the lock of the night? Make sure you're watching Woodward Bets to get the latest in sports betting and more. Woodward Bets daily on Woodward Sports. Woodward Sports. Missed part of the show today? Watch again on YouTube or download the podcast anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Citron World is an aspirational lifestyle beverage brand with a line of sparkling flavor, energy beverages, premium bottled water, and revitalizer shots. Citron is official energy drink of the Red Wings, proud partners with the Detroit Pistons, and exclusively served at Little Caesars Arenas. Man, if you haven't been to Little Caesars, you got to go check it out, man. Go have some fun. It's a fun place to be, man.
Oh, yeah.
Red Wings, Pistons, concerts. Go check it out, man. Citron is fashionable, functional, and fun. Check out their stylish brand design with unique crown and their cool bottle design. Citron with you is for life. It's memorable moments. Whether it's clinching a playoff win, closing the big deal, or fun night out, Citron is made for celebrations. I get Matt Stafford probably had some of this Citron last week. You know he did. If you're looking for premium ingredients, long-lasting energy, balanced hydration, essential vitamins, and great taste, Citron is your top choice. Buy online at CitronWorld.com with promo code RedWings10. Save 10% and shipping included. Drink it, live it with Citron.
Hey, going on YouTube, Tammy Chin, one of our faves. Just a reminder to everybody, your chance to meet Kayvon Thibodeau this Sunday in Livonia at Laurel Park Place,
Really?
12:30. Yep, signing autographs. So
Look at
Kayvon
that.
Thibodeau, maybe a future Detroit Lion. You might want to get on out there. Thanks, Tammy, for that info.
He's
Thank-
making the rounds. He's
Absolutely.
at Pro Sports, I think, on Saturday.
Make that money, Kayvon.
And he's over there with our boy John Yu, man, at Pro Sports Zone, man. He'll be there
Absolutely.
Saturday or something like that.
Smurfio, Jake, Tammy, Detroit Dabber, Ryan's Reaction, Adam, thank you guys so much. Just some of the names in the YouTube chat. We certainly appreciate you guys being active here on Woodward Sports in that YouTube chat. Hey,
Mike G.
Mike G's in there as well. That's what it is. Let's talk about this Senior Bowl that the Detroit Lions are going to be a part of, their coaching staff, and they did something fun. Fun, interesting, however you want to say it. Deuce Staley is actually going to be the head coach for the Detroit Lions. Aubrey Pleasant will be the defensive coordinator, and Ben Johnson will take over as the team's offensive coordinator for this week alone. Dan Campbell will actually serve as Deuce Staley's assistant
Isn't that so?
this
Oh, wow.
week. I just kind of like how they're mixing that whole thing up over there.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I've never seen anything like this before. I think it gives them opportunity to allow these players, these coaches, to be in their higher coaching roles and kind of see how it goes and what goes into being a head coach, what goes in being to an offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator. It's pretty cool, man. I like it.
Ben Johnson has been the rumored replacement for Anthony Lynn here in Detroit as offensive coordinator. Now you'll get a chance to see, what kind of offense he runs. See what these young kids and these young quarterbacks that they get a chance to look at.
Shout
one
out to
thing
Jenna Newman in the chat, too. She is not chopped liver, as she wrote in the chat. So
Jenna.
I apologize. I just, my window is only so big. Sorry.
No, you're good. I was going to say, as we know, the Lions do not like going outside of their franchise, outside of what they believe in. Last year we wanted them to pick up a couple players and a couple coaches, and the Lions basically told us all to go to hell. So this is a good thing for them. If Ben Johnson's going to be the guy, it makes sense because it seems like they like what they like. Very, very tight-knit group.
Well, look, towards the end of the year when, Dan Campbell was calling plays and Jared Goff was healthy and
Josh Reynolds came to the
Josh
team.
Reynolds came to
Amon-Ra
the team. Amon-Ra's ascension just
Taylor Decker came back.
Unbelievable. This team was 3-3 in their last 6 games with Jared Goff posing really nice offensive numbers, winning football they were playing. So I think this is a great week that the Lions get a chance to scout, because if you look at those players that they drafted last year, maybe there was a guy in there that really didn't turn out the way that it hoped, but more often than not, it was those players: Amon-Ra St. Brown, Penei Sewell, Aleem McNeil, Jameer Jefferson, Derek Barnes. I mean, these are draft
Jerry
picks last
Jacobs
year
that they signed.
Yeah, what I love about the Senior Bowl in terms of being on that coaching staff and seeing these guys is, like I said, you'll find a guy. You'll find a couple guys that they really embody what you want to show as a Detroit Lion, what you think the identity is, or what you think the strength is, and who you are. Finding those players, you can see them. Like I said, see them in the huddle, see them off the field, see them talking to players, see them in a bad play, see them in a good play. Also, it doesn't. You don't get held hostage having a top 10 pick, like a top 2, or you're looking at your number 2 pick for the Detroit Lions as well as the number 29 or whatever the hell it's going to be with the Rams playing so well. You get forced into picks sometimes. Like, I'll give you an example. Like the Cleveland Browns, they were forced into the Baker Mayfield draft
No
pick.
doubt.
They were forced. Baker wins the Heisman. He's the talk of the town. He's the toast of the town. He's, in terms of bad or good, he's the talk of the town. He wins the Heisman. He's the next line of Oklahoma. They kind of got forced into making that pick, as opposed to if I can just sit back, relax, assess some assessment, turn everything off, and come up with something better. Josh Allen was in that draft, by the way. Lamar Jackson was drafted last in that draft, by the way. And I'm not, it's some other ones too. And I'm not saying that's the same situation. But sometimes when you can step back, cancel the noise out, you can make your own decision, and Senior Bowl is a good start for that.
As you mentioned that, it makes sense. Who was the team? I think it was Houston that wanted to hire the quarterback,
Josh McCown.
Josh McCown.
Yes.
And you want to, the word on the street was that the Houston Texans wanted another team with a vacancy to interview Josh McCown so that it would validate Houston hiring Josh McCown.
They are idiots.
And I bring that up because it kind of sounds exactly what you're talking about, Braylon. Cleveland, even if they had a better grade on Josh Allen over Baker Mayfield, you almost needed Josh Allen to be the number 2, like a strong number 2 pick, or somebody to say, "Oh, we're trading up to number 2 to take Josh Allen," because you don't have as much confidence in your own ability to evaluate a player.
100%. Like it's just like when you get a job. Like when you're lobbying for jobs, you go back and forth. Like when a corporation knows that this corporation, this rival company, they're paying some money. Now it validates you more. Now they say, "Okay, no, we'll match that. Okay, we'll pay you this because somebody else wants you." If Josh Allen would have been from 7, if he was right around that 2-3, they would have felt better about that opportunity, just like you said.
I mean, look at the Chicago Bears trading up to get Mitchell Trubisky.
Oh my God,
traded. Not only did they draft Mitchell Trubisky, they traded up to get Mitchell Trubisky. With a couple of picks later, Patrick Mahomes going to Kansas City
was traded up for as well.
That to me is almost worse. It is worse than the Darko pick for the Pistons.
I agree, because
at least the Pistons got one championship out of that. I mean, it was no harm, no foul.
He had nothing to do with the championship.
Exactly.
Right.
But at least you got a championship within that time frame.
I get it.
The Chicago Bears are, another coach, another general manager.
Another defensive coach, too.
A defensive coach.
D-Mac.
Oh, look at D-Mac out here. Come. This one here.
He got to go
this
one more over. There he is. There he is. There he is.
D-Mac.
I love that guy.
Love that guy. But
he fogged up all the glass.
Messed it up. But
who's better than Darren McCarty?
Nobody.
And the thing that's so bad about that, they moved up to go number 2 in order to take Mitchell Trubisky. 49ers were going to take Solomon at the tackle anyway. They didn't have to move up to get him. And I always say, you got to win in college. You got to show me something in college for me to draft you in the first round, especially in the top 10. He didn't win at UNC. He split his senior year. He was 6-6 the year before. Year before that, he was 6-6. His senior year, he was 5-7.
By that criteria, though, Patrick Mahomes didn't do much winning at Texas Tech either.
But there's always unicorns.
Thanks to the coach.
But there's a unicorn.
Right.
You saw in Patrick Mahomes, like, hey, this guy's different. This guy has something special.
I'm just playing devil's advocate.
No, you're right. But there are special circumstances and special cases. Mitchell Trubisky wasn't known, and they knew that going into that.
I think Patrick Mahomes can thank a gentleman by the name of Cliff Kingsbury for that win. And I think everybody in Arizona is seeing right now that Mr. Kingsbury isn't, God's gift to coaching.
No, he's not. I will tell you this though. He does have a nice house. He does have a
Yes,
nice
he does.
Remember
That
the
draft?
draft?
Oh, my God.
With that draft, I said Cliff Kingsbury is the smoothest coach the NFL has ever seen.
That was the 2021 draft or the
2020.
No, 2020 That was the
draft.
2020 draft.
Yeah,
when
That was the COVID draft.
Yeah, that was
Kyler Murray.
Bill Belichick taking it from his
dog.
kitchen table with the dog.
The dog. That
Jerry
was funny.
Jones from
Jerry
that
Jo-
yacht.
oh, my God,
And then
from the
Cliff
yacht.
Kingsbury from that just scenic.
That was amazing.
Oh my God.
I didn't know they had a house like that in Arizona.
Yeah, so, gang, it is going to be a big weekend of football. When will the Lions ever get here? I mean, it's just when you see teams and games like this that you're about to see, doesn't it feel like the Lions are just so far away from competing with either of these teams that are playing?
Of course.
No, it does. Because they haven't been there in a while. I think last time they were in the playoffs, 2016, if I'm not mistaken, it's 2016. And even then, even when they go to playoffs, 3 playoff appearances in the past, 15, 20 years or so, it's just you lose. Right. Even with the Dallas game, the situation, it was, it is what it is. It just seems so far away, man. Every year, it's like we find ways to lose. We find ways to hire the wrong people. We find ways to bring in the wrong people, let go of the wrong people, if you will. But, if you're not inside the city of Detroit, because I heard Tim Hasselbeck or Matt Hasselbeck's brother say something the other day. He made a comment. Tim Hasselbeck said something. He was talking about the teams in the NFC North, talking about talking about Rodgers potentially leaving. He said, why would you leave? He said, you have Minnesota. They're going through a rebuild.
Right.
He said, you have Chicago. He said, you're going through a new coach. He said, Detroit's Detroit. I said, what the hell you mean Detroit's Detroit? Have you paid attention? So that's the other side. If you're not inside Detroit, you would think Detroit is far away. If you're inside Detroit, got a little bit of optimism that they might be closer than people think.
What are your Super Bowl predictions? We're going to talk about the AFC and NFC championship games. Huge weekend of football.
Break it down.
We're going to break down the games. Braylon's breakdown of the game.
I don't know about that one, man. But this isn't a minute one, though. This is just
Where's Jade? We need Jade.
Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Work. Woodward Sports Net. This is the Big Ten Network. Woodward Sports. It's the bottom line.
Fellas, football season is here. It's time to make your grooming experience easy like Sunday morning. Get to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Walk in, relax, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Get to Lady Jane's, open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Hey, gang, I want to tell you about Guardian Alarm. That's right. You see that sign, that black and yellow out in front of your house. It says to the bad guys one thing. Stay out.
No, it doesn't. Stay out.
Stay out. That's right. Guardian Alarm. Your local security experts have been for over 90 freaking years. That's right. You must be doing something right. You stay in business for over 9 decades. Guardian Alarm has state-of-the-art technology that helps you feel safe. 24/7 local monitoring. Guardian Alarm also has convenient features that let you check in on your home, control your lights, your temperatures, detect smoke, carbon monoxide, even gonna let you lock and unlock your doors. All you have to do is call this number.
Excuse you. Whoa, hey, excuse me. Would you like some water and get that together?
It's a 1-800. Stay out.
Whoa. You sure you want to drink the water first?
No, hold on.
Get a little.
You actually
water.
kidding?
I am.
Oh, good.
I was. 1-800 stay out. Stay out of here. 1-800 stay out.
Stay out.
Call it today. Maz is like, dude, I thought you were kidding.
I thought you were stroking out. Okay.
Guardian Alarm, your local security experts. Now I gotta wipe my glasses because I was laughing so hard. I got the water over here, gang. Go ahead, talk amongst yourselves.
Hey, let me bring something up before we get into the game.
Buddy.
Jared Goff last week. Put this up. He bought championship rings for this high school, this Catholic high school. Let me bring up the high school's name here. It is Marin Catholic High School. Isn't it Marin Catholic? Okay, why are you telling me no then?
Yeah, it's Marion Catholic.
Okay, Ryan, why don't you read that?
Okay,
for the
before
peeps.
Jared Goff was a UC Berkeley grad, he was a proud graduate of Marion Catholic High School. The Wildcats just won their California state title. Today, the players got news that they've all received state championship rings courtesy of Lions quarterback Jared Goff. Very cool.
Isn't that nice?
Cal Athletics.
Good for him,
What's up.
man. Good for you.
Good for you, Jack. Very good. Very good. All right, gang, let's get into it. Big showdown, and it starts in the AFC. The Kansas City Chiefs and the Cincinnati Bengals. Chiefs, 7.5 point favorite, depending. We'll talk numbers later in the game. 3 o'clock, CBS. Kansas City, 4 straight conference championship games. By the way, 4 straight conference championship games at home.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Cincinnati did beat the Chiefs in KC in Week 17. Not sure what you make of that, what you can take from that game. But nonetheless, Braylon, Chiefs a heavy favorite against the Bengals. Is the Bengals Cinderella run over?
Let's start with this. I'm going to try to dodge that question first. What the Bengals have done has been very tremendous. Joe Burrow, man, is playing lights out. He's the Joey Cool, man. Like, he's that new even kill type cat, like an Aaron Rodgers. If you just go, skill for skill, if you just look at the Chiefs, who are playing at an amazing clip, kind of remember, who are playing at amazing level. They're doing the things they're doing. Haven't lost since October. Tyreek Hill as well as Travis Kelce have seemed to figure themselves out. They've gotten Sprinkle involved, which has allowed Mikael Hardman to get involved, Jerick McKinnon, as well as Carousel Edwards. They're playing really good right now. I still think the Bengals might have a better skill position than those guys, and that's hard. I know you're like, wait, what?
I was a little confused for a minute. I said, wait, what?
Watch this. If you go quarterback to quarterback, Mahomes, obviously, you'll take over Burrow, but Burrow's been in the top 5 right now, or he's close. Chase, I'm taking Chase over Tyreek Hill as a receiver. Now, if you're talking about as a playmaker, I still might take Chase. Like, Chase is a complete wide receiver. He can run every route in the book. Tyreek Hill runs a lot of the same type stuff, deep overs, go routes, little stuff over the middle, put the ball in his hand and let him take off. Jamar Chase actually runs the routes, whether it's intermediate, whether it's short, whether it's deep, whether it's long, whether it's from the Z position or the X position. Then look at T. Higgins. I mean not T. Higgins. Tight end Uzomah. Uzama's not as good as Travis Kelce, but he's right there. Joe Mixon, I'm taking Joe Mixon over every running back that the Chiefs have. I'm taking him over everyone. Tyler Boyd, like they as a complete special players, wide receivers, skills players, running backs, quarterback. I think they match up well. And they may be a tad bit better. Now, with that being said, they're going to get destroyed.
Yeah,
they're going to get destroyed because look what happened. What did we talk about for the Tennessee Titans against the Bengals? We said they got to get to the quarterback, make quick work of that terrible offensive line that Joe Burrow has won in spite of. They had 9 sacks last week. 9 sacks and could not win that game. 9 sacks. Thanks a lot, Ryan Tannehill. 9 sacks and you couldn't win that game. You think you can get 9 sacks? You think the Chiefs can get 9 sacks and still be and the Bengals still in the game? Stop playing.
Here's the deal, Maz, too. I mean, if you look, so many people are going to look at that final score of the game in Week 17 where Cincinnati came back to beat Kansas City.
It was a good game.
It was a really good game.
Yep.
It was a really good game. But the meat of that game, Kansas City twice had 14-point leads, and they scored 3 points in the second half.
Wow. Cincy.
It was in Cincy.
Yeah.
It was in Cincy.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That's you're trying to tell me that they had a 14-point lead twice and scored 3 points in the second half. I don't see in a scenario in which Kansas City is held to 3 points in the second half this time around.
I'll tell you this, watching the Bills go up and down the field on them, don't think that the Bengals aren't going to watch that tape a million times over and get something out of that. I don't count Cincinnati out of this game, although here's a great stat for you. Patrick Mahomes has 8 playoff wins. The Cincinnati Bengals, franchise history, 7 playoff wins.
It's amazing.
It's how do you bet against that kid?
Braylon, I want to ask you this.
You can't bet against Mahomes.
No, you wouldn't do that. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah,
because you kind of piqued my interest on something. They just played this team 3-4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
What impact does that have when you play a team so not only the second time in a season like a divisional opponent, but
towards
within
the end
a
in
month,
the playoffs? Yeah.
within a month of the season, who's got that advantage offense, defense, anybody? What do you make of that?
So I'll give you three scenarios. And first of all, I get that they beat them in Cincinnati. Some luck. It was one of those games. They're not going to beat the Chiefs this time around. Like I'm trying to tell you, like what that offensive line looked like against Tennessee, what that offensive line looked like against the Vegas Raiders. They are winning in spite of an offensive line, and they're making plays late in the game. They're making bad plays late in the game. You can't do that against the Chiefs. They're not going to allow you to do that. Yes, the Buffalo Bills offense went up and down on it, but you're talking about Josh Allen. You're talking about Singletary figured it out that game. You're talking about Knox. You're talking about Emmanuel Sanders. You're talking about 200 yards by a guy nobody had ever heard of and 5 touchdowns. You're talking about Stephon Diggs. That offense is elite. It was one of the best games we've ever seen. Like Joe Burrow is not going to do that. Not to mention Joe Burrow doesn't have that offensive line. We played the Cincinnati Bengals in 2009, the last game of the season. We beat them, and then we turned around and played them the first game of the playoffs. We knew we were going to beat them again because we saw who they were. We saw they were overhyped. We saw that they didn't want that smoke. We saw they weren't as physical as us, and we knew we could run the ball on them. We played Pittsburgh in 2010 in November, right at the end, like right before December, maybe like the 30th, 31st, and we beat them. We changed our game plan in the AFC Championship against Pittsburgh. Changed our game plan. Thanks a lot, Ryan Schottenheimer. We should have ran the same game plan. We changed it trying to play off of what they may do or how they may change it up. They beat us 14-10. They beat us 14-10. So we lost in that when they made a move and it worked in their favor. Look at the first Super Bowl that the Giants beat the Patriots. Last game of the season. Tom Brady to Randy Moss drops the touchdown to break the record. The very next play, what do they do, Maz? Throw the same play. Randy Moss, Tom Brady break the record, puts Tom at 50, puts Randy at 23 touchdowns. But then what happened 5 weeks later in the Super Bowl? That defensive pressure from Matthias Kiwanuka, O.C. Umenora, Justin Tuck, as well as the Hall of Famer Mike Strahan, it was different. They changed their schemes up, their stunts and blitzes from when they played them, and they limped into the playoffs. They changed it up. It's a big deal, and the deal falls on the Chiefs side. Chiefs lost that game. That's one of those games I guarantee the Chiefs went home was like, we're not tripping. We gave them the game. Well, they didn't say that to the media, but they told that to themselves, man. It's like, we gave them the game. You know what? What did Patrick Mahomes tell Burrow after that game when they hugged? What did he say? He said, I'll see you in the playoffs. He told them that. They have the footage of it. He said, I'll see you in the playoffs. And here we go. Like Ryan Ermanni says when we start the show. It's going to be a bubble.
Joe Burrow is on his way.
He's only one man, though. Like he's
got
going
your guy. He's got Chase. He's got Mixon. You just spoke how great those guys are. Azuma's coming out of his.
You know what he's not going to have?
But you know what? He's not going to have
time.
Thank you.
He's not going to have time.
He's got to have time to do that.
I hope it's a good game.
And one thing that he did last week that I don't know if there's a prop on this or not. Joe Burrow turnovers.
Yeah.
Because one thing he did last week was protect the football. Yep. It's very rare that you can get knocked down and sacked 9 times and not have any turnovers. If that's the case again, he's going to be giving that ball up a couple of times, and Kansas City's going to be in good shape.
Now, I will say there is hope for Cincinnati Bengals in regards to this. Like Joe Burrow, like you said, is on his way. Joey Cool is doing his thing.
He is so
smooth as silk, smooth as butter right now.
Joe Montana,
the secondary of the Kansas City Chiefs has been atrocious all year. Nick Sorensen was on his way to getting cut on at least several different occasions throughout this season. He was nowhere to be found. His awareness on Madden should have went from wherever it was to 0. He was playing ridiculously bad at one point. Last week, who got hurt? First drive of the game. All-pro safety, Tyrann Mathieu.
Like full go yesterday at practice,
but still, he hasn't been the same all season. Then he gets banged up last week. Now he's full go, so he's not going to be what he has been in terms of All-Pro Tyrann Mathieu 2 years ago. That's the weak spot. That's where you win some battles. That's where you take Uzomah over the middle. That's when you take Tyler Boyd. That's when you use him on those slant routes in the inside. That's when you use those corner routes, slot corner routes, what they call the Badger route. That's where you got to win. You got to win on the middle of the field. That's your best option right now, and maybe out the backfield with Mixon.
We'll get to the NFC side next. Matthew Stafford and the Rams. That guy, are you rooting for him? Let us know. And, of course, the San Francisco 49ers, 6 straight wins against the Los Angeles. Did I call them the St. Louis Rams? The Los Angeles Rams.
Who knows at this point?
I know. I don't know where all these teams are. And the word is there's going to be a red out in Los Angeles this week.
So the ticket scam didn't work?
I'm telling you, Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line.
Kelly's going to be pissed.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
Start your new year with a new network. Woodward Sports Network is here.
Planet Fitness is home of the judgment-free zone where you can work out in a non-intimidating, judgment-free atmosphere. We talk about it every day, and it is a real thing. You want to just go in there and do what you want to do, get in, get out, feel good, feel great about what you want to do. Day to day, you get better, but you know what? You get better when there's no judgment. Membership is just $10 a month.
Only $10?
That's right over there, Sam. $10 a month.
Tell me more.
Oh, you know what? I'll tell you something. If you want a black card, Sam, for $22.99, you want a black card? Let me tell you about Black Card over there, Alex and Sam. Black Card members enjoy the use of amenities such as unlimited tanning. Hell yeah, I heard you, Sam. Hydro massage, massage chairs, and total body enhancement, along with access to over 2,000 Planet Fitnesses worldwide. Worldwide. Top flight of the world, Craig. Join today in club or online at www.planetfitness.com. No matter where you are, there is a Planet Fitness close by. Right now, $0 down or $10 a month.
By the way, Josh McCown's second interview with the Texans today.
There you go. Look at that. That's your guy, Maz. That's your guy. First of all, before we get to this game, how are there two teams in Los Angeles? I mean, the Chargers are a total and complete afterthought. Right. They play 17 games on the road every year. The Chargers alone, forget it.
The only thing they have going for them is they have their own dressing room. Besides that, they're playing away game.
But the Rams,
they took the wrong team. They took the wrong team to L.A.
Should have taken Jacksonville.
Should have taken the Raiders. They should have took the Raiders back to L.A. and they should have took the Chargers out to Vegas. Any team would have won in Vegas. Like any team, I think would have won in Vegas because Vegas is Vegas. You take the Raiders back. The Raiders are the number one franchise, I believe, and you correct me if I'm wrong, number one franchise in California history in terms of fans and loyalty.
I'm sure you're right.
Hard to argue.
They loved them in Oakland. They sold out every game in Oakland.
Raiders should have came back. Chargers should have went to Vegas.
Raiders never should have left Oakland. Period.
But if they were,
period.
But if they were to, I don't disagree with you.
Los Angeles Raiders. Oh my God.
But think about this, guys. For the second time in a month, you're talking about a red-out for the San Francisco 49ers in a road game at Los Angeles. Kelly Stafford talked to, say what you want about her. I mean, it was pretty good info about the Matthew Stafford doing the silent count at home, which is unheard of.
I mean, it makes sense, though. If you look at it this way, the Rams have now been in L.A. for 4 years, I think.
Sounds about right.
So let's just roll with that. 4 or 5 years. They've been there, but they were gone from 95. I think Jerome was, it's a 95.
They started in L.A., then they went to Anaheim, then they went to St. Louis, now they're in L.A.
That's what I'm saying. So about 95, right? Yeah. 49ers have never left the state of California. They've never left there. How many rings do they have? 5. I believe the 49ers have 5 rings because Joe has 4 and Steve Young has 1.
Steve Young, yeah.
So they have 5 Super Bowl champions, 5 Lombardis, state of California. They have been the consistent, like Jerry Rice, Terrell Owens, like, and the list goes on. Joe Montana, Steve Young, like they have been consistent for years and years and years. It makes sense that they would have more than the Rams. The Rams have been all over the place and they have been inconsistent. That's why that does make sense that they would have more fans at that stadium.
Remember, they started actually in Cleveland, way back
in Cleveland
in the day. And Alex, put up that tweet I gave you under the Bengals maybe winning their first Super Bowl. And you can see the 4 remaining teams, how many Lombardi trophies each one has. And there it is. And the Bengals trying to get off the schneid there and see if they can get there first.
Is there a typo under the Bengals? Is there a typo? Is that a typo?
Hey, they've been but they've been to a couple. I mean, Boomer Esiason let him do a Super Bowl. I will.
Ken Anderson,
right here in Detroit. Yeah, both against the Niners. 2 losses against the Niners. Could it be a repeat? We'll see. But I don't know, man. A game like this kind of highlights why people were like WTF to two football teams moving to Los Angeles. I get that it's the second largest media market in the country. I get it's the second biggest city in the country. I get that the NFL in LA is good for the NFL. But when you stick two teams in there, one team is an afterthought and the other team can't even be essentially the home team in an NFC championship game, I find remarkable.
I was very upset when I found out that the Rams were going to LA. The reason why is because I used to watch Entourage on HBO when I was there, and Ari Gold had been trying to get the NFL in LA since 2000.
That's why they're there.
Since 2004. I'm mad he's not the owner. I can't believe they played him, but. It's going to be interesting. It's time to get to the nuts and bolts of it.
Yeah, when it comes down to this one, Braylon, 6 straight wins for the San Francisco 49ers. Obviously, San Fran is going to get the Rams' best shot. Where do you see this one going, and do you think this trend continues with San Francisco?
Two things. One, Jimmy G, this is a game he has to have a good game. This is not the game where he can just ride the coattails of Nick Bosa, Eric Armstead, Deebo Samuel, insert player here, Elijah Mitchell, Robbie Gould, special teams. You can't ride them in this game because you're playing against a team that's at home, that wants it. They got everything riding on this game, Matt Stafford. You got to do something, Jimmy G. Jimmy G has to, I don't have to talk about anybody else. We get it. George Kittle is one of the best tight ends in the league. He's going to make plays if Jimmy G gives him the ball. Deebo Samuel is the best utility player maybe that the NFL has ever seen. He can make plays if Jimmy G gets him the ball. And the list, Elijah Mitchell, the list, getting the ball out of the backfield. But on the opposite side, I think the curse is broken. You guys always talk about, it has to happen at some point. It has to happen at some point, whether it was Michigan winning the Big Ten championship this year or, insert case here, the Lions winning a game. It has to happen at some point. I think this is the moment that the Rams and staff, they have to beat the 49ers. They have to break the streak before it gets to 7. You look at what Von Miller has done in the last 6 games. Last 6 games, Von Miller has gotten healthy. The ankle is no longer injured. He looks like Von Miller from the Super Bowl, the MVP. Super Bowl 50 MVP.
Sure does.
7 sacks in the last 6 games. I repeat, 7 sacks in the last 6 games. He is balling out of control. Aaron Donald is Aaron Donald. Matt Stafford, he's stepping up to the plate. Matt Stafford told you, he said, look, man, I snatched his soul last week. He was talking about the great one. He snatched Tom Brady's soul. He snatched their soul, the Bucks, Bruce Arians. He did that with that throw to Cooper Kupp. He stood in there. He took the hit by Ndamukong Suh, got the ball downfield, and completed that pass. Shout out to Matt Stafford as well as Kelly. Like, they're playing at an all-time. Odell is revitalized. Talk about revitalizer shots. There's your revitalizer shot, Centron. It's Odell Beckham. They finally have figured it out. They figured out how to get him involved. It takes time to get rhythm. Matt Stafford trusts Odell with his life. Who's he going to first? In the game, if you notice, Odell's the guy that gets the game kind of going for them, and then Cooper Kupp comes into his own and it takes over the game late. Higbee at tight end.
He's coming into his own.
Higbee at tight end. And even when Vaughn or Aaron Donald are, you got Leonard Floyd, you got Okwakwaro, or I'm probably messed that name all up. I'll try that again after the break. Number 48.
Yeah.
Like, even the way he's playing, he comes in and gets sack fumbles. He gets to the quarterback. He got the Tom Brady last game and had 4 hits on the quarterback. That means Von Miller gets to rest. I'm telling you, I understand that they had their number. I can't see them getting past Matt Stafford. Shout out to my boy Baydoun. I can't see him getting past Stafford in the Rams. I just can't.
Maz, if you look at that last game, too, specifically, they won earlier in the season 31-10 in San Francisco, easy. And then
that started the Rams on their downward
This
toll.
last time around, it was 17-0 Rams in that game before this furious comeback by the San Francisco 49ers, ultimately winning in overtime 27-24. But
you also had 2 mindsets in that game. You had one mindset of a team that knew that they were going to win the division already. They knew that they were in the playoffs already. They knew they wouldn't be the 1 seed already. So versus a team that they had everything to lose. They literally were fighting for their lives. They were fighting for a playoff spot that has gotten them in this game to get back in there. I've been in that. That game we played against the Bengals were already in the playoffs. They knew they had made it. They didn't care that game. It was cold as hell that game too, man. It was December the 30th. I want to say the wind chill. And it was this is the last game at the Meadowland. The wind chill was -4. Like,
you guys closed down Giant Stadium?
We did with a win. It got us into the playoffs.
How about that?
We closed there. So basically, like, we had everything to play for. We came came out, returned to kick for a touchdown. Brad Smith out of University of Missouri. We just bust their that game because we wanted to get in. And then after doing so, we were excited. So I just think it was two different mindsets in that game. You're not going to see that same mindset out of the Rams.
If you look at this 49ers defense, though, they have been tremendous.
Yeah.
They have not given up more than 24 points in 8 weeks. And the team that scored 24 on them was the Rams.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
the worst thing the Rams did,
held the Cowboys to 17, held the Packers to 10.
Yeah.
The worst thing the Rams did was let the 49ers in the playoffs. That is the worst possible thing that they did. They screwed the Packers.
Signed
and
Aaron Rodgers.
They screwed the Cowboys.
And the Cowboys.
Yeah.
They really did.
Signed Aaron Rodgers. Guys, we're going to take a look at the...
One quick thing.
Sure.
Everybody keeps on. One quick thing. Remember this, and I want to say Maz caught this. I got to give Maz some credit on this one.
Credit.
I got to give Maz some credit on that one, man. You said that they were the Rams were getting Odell Beckham for what reason? So that somebody else didn't get him.
That's right.
Green Bay.
You said that Green Bay got him. Just look at how this plays out.
Oh, yeah.
They were only getting Odell because they got him for cheap. They got him so the Packers didn't double up and have him and Devontae Adams. They just had him so they couldn't. Robert Woods gets hurt, and Odell is balling. See, people say, like, they went all out. They went and got Odell. They went and got Vaughn. No, Odell fell into their lap.
He did.
And now he is one of the main reasons they are in the NFC Championship.
Guys, I want to stick with this game because there's a couple of different elements to it. Kyle Shanahan, of course, everybody's talking about Jimmy G. You know, if he gets this team to a Super Bowl, hell, he got him to an NFC Championship game. How do you replace a guy that gets you this far in the playoffs? What's that like? And, of course, there's a little bit of talk. We talked about this earlier, about 2 weeks ago, actually. Could Sean McVay be done in L.A. if, in fact, he wins a Super Bowl? Mike Florio talked about that. You'll hear that. You'll hear from Shanahan as well, Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line.
Okay, you thirsty little spin goblins. I want you to pedal into the next dimension. Spin it! Spin! Spin! Uh-oh! Carmen's falling behind. Let's give her the hiss of shame. Spin! Spin! Spin till you bleed!
Don't ride the bike of shame. Come to Planet Fitness and find your own lane with tons of equipment, free fitness training, and no hissing. Join today for just $10 a month.
Putting on a show here, and that's how you answer. We love our sports. We just wish they'd love us back. Detroit sports for Detroit sports fans. Woodward Sports.
Hey, gang, I want to tell you about Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. This place is wicked awesome. That's why it's filled up here on a Friday. Absolutely, as the men out there want to be looking good for your significant other. Ooh-wee. And it's real easy to do. All you got to do, walk in, sign in, sit down. Before you know it, you are handsome and clean. Come on in anytime you want. We're open. We fit your schedule. We work around you. That's right. Open 7 days a week, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. You can walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, several locations throughout Metro Detroit, several more around the country. There's a Lady Jane's near you. Look for one nearest you. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome.
Big championship weekend. Ermanni and Edwards, the bottom line. Woodward Sports Network. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazawey with you. We've got Alex Mayer and Sam Reynolds with us as well. Gentlemen, how's everybody doing so far? Alex, you good over there?
Fine and dandy.
Alex is going to a big game tomorrow. Big game tomorrow.
Who's playing?
A little Michigan State action.
Uh-oh.
We'll see if Michigan State cancels this one because they're afraid.
Oh, that's funny, Ryan.
Hey, man, don't get it twisted, man. Michigan got more wins than Michigan State in the last 6 years. So.
Sam, how you doing over there, bud?
Oh, I'm great. I love listening to you guys break down these games. It's awesome.
Awesome, man. Certainly appreciate that. And everybody on the YouTube chat, we certainly appreciate it. If you're not in the chat and just watching along, maybe you're watching at home on your big flat screen TV, all you got to do, grab that Comcast remote, say Woodward Sports on YouTube. We'll pop right up. That's all you have to do to watch us at home on YouTube. So I wanted to ask you this, Braylon, as well. Kyle Shanahan, talking about Jimmy G. Everybody's talking about Jimmy Garoppolo. He's the worst quarterback still in the playoffs. How did they get here with Jimmy G? Of course, the San Francisco 49ers took Trey Lance very high last year. Throw up that tweet if you wouldn't mind, Alex, for me. Jimmy G, here's a quote from Kyle Shanahan. Jimmy G is one of the main reasons we're here. He's done an unbelievable job, and people don't give him enough credit. We win as a team, and that's why he doesn't always have the same stats as the MVP candidates. Here's what Kyle Shanahan had to say, moreover, on that.
Kyle, yesterday Sean McVay was asked if you're in his head, and not going to ask you the clunky question, but do you sort of enjoy that he has to answer that question right now?
Not really. I think it's kind of silly. I think a question like that is just giving Sean and myself way too much credit. We're coaches. Like, watch what's going on that field and some of the players out there and the people that are competing, and think that it's about Sean and I. I know he doesn't feel that way, and he knows I don't feel that way. So, the entertainment of this business is cool and stuff because it brings a lot of fans and brings a lot of money for everybody. But I think that's kind of pretty ridiculous. I don't give coaches that much credit.
So a couple of different elements there. We'll go back to the Jimmy G conversation. Yeah. But, obviously Kyle Shanahan asked about, what's he going to say? Right? And who would ask Sean McVay if another coach is, quote-unquote, in his head? That seems a little ridiculous despite the 6 straight wins. But I want to go back to the Jimmy G conversation. Then we'll get into this dominance question, Braylon. How do you replace a guy that takes you to the NFC Championship game?
Very simple. When you look at Jimmy G's stats, in 6 playoff games, he's got 5 interceptions and 2 touchdowns. He's got 730 yards in 6 games. And that's averaging barely over 100 yards a game. He's got 5 interceptions but only 2 touchdowns. They're basically getting there in spite of Jimmy G almost. So when you look at it from that point of view, yeah, you can replace him. You already have Trey Lance. You drafted him last year to replace Jimmy G. It's a tough situation, though, because no one has won this much and been in this situation, and it's a tough one, but you got to go. Don't go with the right now. Go with what your eyes have told you. Every time you've watched Jimmy G, every time you've had a conversation about Jimmy G after the Super Bowl, when they played against the Chiefs and they lost and he missed the throw to Emmanuel Sanders. What were your conversations after that throw? What were your conversations that following year, the next year? What were the conversations? Why did you need to draft Trey Lance last year? Trey Lance was going to start this year. Insert injury to Trey Lance. So, with all that being said, remember what you saw. Remember what you know. Don't live in the moment as it relates to Jimmy G.
Remember, the Ravens, they won with Trent Dilfer. And then, obviously, he did not stay there after that. Once you win a Super Bowl, you know what? Most fans will win a Super Bowl, and you go ahead, tear the team apart after that. The Niners don't have to do that. They can go to their young rookie quarterback and really see what they have. I think Jimmy G is going to be out of San Francisco, win, lose, or draw here.
Yeah, I agree.
That's my take.
Yeah, and it's kind of a rhetorical question because we talk about it so much as it relates to the University of Michigan. How do you replace a quarterback that takes you to the college football playoff and wins a Big Ten championship? I think
that's different.
I think we would both sit here and say, that's easy.
Yeah, that's easy. That's easy. We've seen,
right.
We've seen it happen. We saw Dabo Swinney do it with Kelly. He replaced him with Trevor Lawrence. You saw Nick Saban replace Jalen Hurts in the middle of the game, mind you, for Tua. So we've seen that happen before. I give you an example. The best case scenario for the San Francisco 49ers is to win it all with Jimmy G and then get rid of Jimmy G because it's happened before. Who did it happen to? It happened to the Philadelphia Eagles. They won with Nick Foles. Nick Foles won it. He left. He got paid in Jacksonville. Got out of there. Everybody won. So it could be a situation like that. Everybody wins.
And now Philly's right back up there after just a couple of years sabbatical.
With
3 number ones.
And now let's go to this examination of the question that was asked to Sean McVay that Kyle Shanahan had to respond to. Is Kyle Shanahan in your head? That was a question to Sean McVay. What's the situation there?
I think he is.
Well, when one coach has 6 straight wins is a lot of wins in the NFL to have against one team. A 6-game winning streak is a lot of wins.
A 4-game winning streak is a lot.
Yeah.
6 is borderline. He's in his head. There's no other way to describe that. There's no other way. He's had different quarterbacks. He's had different offensive coordinators. He's had different running backs, different players on defense. He's had different mixes of lineups. Still can't get it done. There's something about Kyle that Sean is scared of. And he has to show out he has to show out. He has to show me something. Because if he goes 7-0, he's definitely going somewhere else.
How about Washington at one point had Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan, and Matt LaFleur.
And went 3-13.
That was Gruden's brother. What was his
John
name?
Gruden.
John Gruden. No, not
Jay Gruden.
Jay Gruden.
Jay Gruden was the head coach of Washington.
Yeah.
Then.
I think went 3-13.
Yeah, to let those three guys through your building shows you what kind of team Daniel Snyder's running over in Washington.
Yeah, I don't know if that's fair though. Too,
Those guys are young, and
the guys are young, and you got to cut your teeth somewhere. The natural progression is to start and move up and elevate. You know what I mean? Like,
Hell, the Giants had Lombardi and Landry as assistant coaches.
Yeah, I mean, the Lions had Belichick
too. I know.
You know what I mean?
I get it.
Yeah. Bill Belichick started his career in Detroit.
Sure.
I don't think
he was
that's
a head coach in Cleveland.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm not sure if that's the fairest of comparisons.
Just think if he stayed there.
And how about this though?
They never would have moved.
There is talk that Sean McVay is experiencing some burnout. Mike Florio, Chris Sims talked about that. Take a listen to this.
And you know what? I just have a weird feeling that McVay wants to go all out, win the Super Bowl, and pull the Dick Vermeil combo. Dick Vermeil retired once because he was burned out young, and then he retired again after he won the Super Bowl. I could see the Rams winning it all and Sean McVay saying, I'm out. I'm going to go chase the money from one of the networks. I'm going to get paid more and not have this constant stress and strain and worry if he can win it all. I think that's one of the reasons why they've been going all in. I think you'd like to win one and exit stage left or stage right or whichever way you exit.
I don't disagree with you there. I do think that's on the radar for McVay. I do. I think that's a real thing. I don't doubt you there. Man, I just wonder if he'd do it right now because he's got a quarterback finally here. They got something where you go, damn, you could be here for a year or 2 or 3. Do you really want to leave and go broadcast games? That's where it'll be tough. But I hear you. I would think that's on his radar. He's a psycho, and he burns himself out, and that's usually what happens to those type of guys.
God, I just don't like Chris Sims. I mean, I just about him. I just don't like him, and I don't know what it is. Maybe it's nepotism or whatever the case may be. I just don't like him. But what Florio said, it sounds like he's listening to the Bottom Line program here on Woodward Sports because we mentioned this 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
We mentioned the McDaniels 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
You know, I mean.
Yeah, we have mentioned this. We have talked about that, whether it's you, whether it's Maz, or whether it's somebody in the back bringing things in and we're kind of like feeding off each other. We have mentioned these things. It's tough to, as a young individual, just put this in perspective for a second. 30 years old. This man is a head coach in the NFL. You know what most 30-year-olds are doing right now?
God,
They're at the house working their apps or on crypto. They're doing something. They're hanging out. They're doing something. They're traveling. They're doing things. They're in the clubs. Like, they're doing that. He sacrificed all that to be the head coach of the Los Angeles Rams at the time they were in St. Louis. Sacrificed all that. Has been doing this nonstop. Like, legitimately, nonstop 365. He's anything and everything that has to do with that shield or the Los Angeles Rams, whether it's
even his vacation.
Even in vacation. He's out here legitimately recruiting and poaching players in vacation. Like, he's always working on the offense. How can we get better? Well, you know, who do we need to get rid of? Who do we need to bring in? Now he's 35, man. That's like at 35. Like, it's tiring. It's tiresome. Like, he wants to live that life. He's made a lot of good money. He's living in L.A., but he can't enjoy that good life. He can't enjoy that money in L.A. yet because all he does, Rams, which is supposed to be the case. Bill Belichick, Landry, all the great ones, that's what you do. But he's 35. Those great ones were sacrificing at 30 and 35. So he might want to take a break. There's nothing wrong with taking a 5-year break. He took a 5-year break and come back. He still would only be 40.
Can I give you a little sidebar to Sean McVay? His grandfather, John McVay, was the last head coach of the Giants before the Bill Parcells reign took over. John McVay was there for the miracle at the Meadowlands. He was the head coach when Pizarchik fumbled with Larry Zonka and Herm Edwards ran it in in the late 70s. And then he went to San Francisco, John McVay, and became like a general manager, president. They win all their Super Bowls. His son obviously has Sean. Sean is born into this football royalty, but he's got little giants in him. I just want to throw that out there for you.
Guys, I want to get to this because it was posed in ESPN.com. Bill Barnwell was the writer. If Tom Brady retires, you know who would serve as a nice possible replacement to him? Jared Goff.
I thought you were going to say Jameis Winston. Damn it.
Jared Goff. Jameis Winston on the list too, but we'll talk about that list coming up next. Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risks, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
You want commercials? The other guys have those. You want great sports takes? Touchdown! What a play! Woodward Sports has those. Detroit's new sports outlet, the Woodward Sports Network.
SMA has been leveraging pro athletes and other notables for a decade now against the issues surrounding mental health and substance use disorder. With the help of NFL alumni Sean Jordan has been able to save lives and take a stand against these issues. Soon coming to Woodward Sports, the Sports Marketing Agency podcast. This is the F word standing for fentanyl. If you are struggling with substance abuse or mental health, they are here to help you. And trust me, we are. I am a part of Sports Marketing Agency, and we are here to help you. Visit the website at thesportsma.com. Thesportsma.com.
All right, guys, Woodward Sports Network on a Friday. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you enjoy the games this weekend. Going to be a lot of them. We've got Michigan State tomorrow in hoops. And then, of course, Championship Sunday, AFC, NFC 3 and 6. We'll get to our picks in just a little bit. But I wanted to bring this up because so much talk regarding Tom Brady retiring. What would Tampa Bay do in that point? This was an article from Bill Barnwell, ESPN.com. And there's a list of a number of players that would be suitable replacements or likely replacements for Tom Brady. And this is the write-up. It's just going to take about 15, 20 seconds. But this is the write-up on Goff. Jared Goff, a less expensive option from the top of the 2016 draft would be Goff. He's had an uneven season, but being unceremoniously jettisoned from Detroit in the Matthew Stafford trade. Goff's final numbers, 67% completion percentage, 19 touchdown passes, 8 interceptions, look fine, but he averaged just 6.6 yards per attempt and total QBR of 39.7, which is right between Taylor Heineke and Davis Mills. However, Goff is realistically more of a reclamation project than a plug-and-play starter at this point. It's clear he has limitations, but he also has size and a good arm. He is playing confidently and has the right players around him. He can produce spectacular numbers, as we saw that during his best days with the Rams. Goff is not going to excite Bucs fans, but he might be the best option available. Jared Goff to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers if, in fact, Tom Brady retires. What do you make of that?
I don't know. I have to start with Maz on that one, man. I'm still trying to figure it out because he did play well later on in the season. You know, when Amon-Ra St. Brown came into his own with Josh Reynolds, he came into his own at running backs. When you start to plug and play, they had some success. Taylor Decker got back, and the line really started to move forward, no pun intended. He looked okay, and you look at him like every game, like he has those stat lines where it's 22 of 29, it's 19 of 25, it's 23 of 30. He's right there. The efficiency is right there. It's just the situation has to be right, and they have a lot going on in Tampa. Who's leaving? Who's staying? Who's coming back? Is Ronald Jones going to be back from injury? Is he going to stay there? Leonard Fournette, how's that deal situation working? Godwin, AB's gone, Mike Evans. So it's just what happens. O.J. Howard was a top 10 pick a couple years ago, and now he's just been
what happened to him?
He's just been a plug-in type tight end. They bought in Cameron Brate, so who's there is going to be the situation. But the fact that someone thinks that highly of Jared Goff, for us, that's a plus for fans of Detroit Lions.
I would already say that he'd have an upgrade, obviously. He gets Mike Evans.
Yeah.
He gets Leonard Fournette. He don't have that in Detroit.
Cameron Brate.
Yeah, I mean, the guy, he'd be terrific in Tampa Bay if you ask me. And they're not going to stand still. If Brady leaves, there are going to be some guys that want to get paid eventually, and they're probably going to break away. Tampa Bay in that division, man. I mean, that division is so winnable for Tampa Bay. Jared Goff could be an excellent addition there. They also mentioned Carson Wentz. Maybe not. Maybe he doesn't stay in Indianapolis. Maybe they trade for him, and there's other options as well. Alex has a nice little graphic to put up there, and you could take a look at this.
Yeah, and it's so funny because if you look at some of these names, it just goes to show you how desperate teams are to find that quarterback. Names on the list, if you're not watching on YouTube, Jared Goff, and then Carson Wentz, Drew Lock, Mike White. Okay, fine.
That's my guy.
But Jameis
Braylon's
Winston,
guy.
Marcus Mariota, Nick
I
Mullins,
like Marcus Mariota,
Brian Hoyer, and then you've got names like Kirk Cousins and Baker Mayfield. All names in the Carson Wentz thing. I mean, it blows my mind that the Colts just got fleeced.
That's because Frank Reich loves him. He
Yeah,
recruited him, and he loves him.
It's just ridiculous. But again, lists like this go to show you just how desperate teams are to find that right quarterback or that right situation for a quarterback. And I think that for the Detroit Lions to be successful, the best option of that happening, the best opportunity for that to happen is if Jared Goff plays really good football here in Detroit. I think that's how the Lions get good quickly. I think Jared Goff is the key to all of this. I don't think it's necessary, if you believe in Goff, that you have to burn a first-round pick on a quarterback. Sam Howell, Malik Willis, insert quarterback here. I don't think you have to do that. However, if you don't believe in Goff, then you got to take a chance and waste a first-round pick. And I say waste a first-round pick on a quarterback that you may feel like is a development project. But if you can use that pick 28, 29, 30, 32, whatever it's going to be, on a wide receiver, on a defensive lineman, on somebody who's going to get after the quarterback, on somebody who's going to help Jared Goff on offense, whether it's a Chris Olave or somebody else. I mean, that's how this team gets good.
Yeah, and I haven't watched enough film yet. I just don't think that quarterback's out there, because you're not going to be able to go up and get Kenny Pickett. And is Kenny Pickett that guy? A lot of these mock drafts now have Mike Crowell ahead of Kenny Pickett. It's one of those situations where I've never been a fan of the quarterback pick for the Detroit Lions, whether it was first or second. Never been a fan of that. Never even subscribed to that. I've always been a fan of getting two defensive players. Jared Goff will never be really good. Like, he never will play really good. He'll play good. We need him to play good, not really good, because you can't ask someone to do something that they can't do.
He got to a Super Bowl, man.
Yeah, but he didn't play really good. What he did was he had the best running back in football.
So did Jimmy G.
He had one of the best offense. So did Trent Dilfer. He had one of the best offensive skill positions at the time with Brandon Cooks, like what they were able to do. Like, he got there with all of that. Like, you mix that together, and he played good.
Right.
He didn't play really good. Who's playing really good is Patrick Mahomes, is Josh Allen.
They're different.
But what I'm trying to tell you is really good means that level. Like, when you say really good, you can't be – he's never been really good. So you can't up and become really good is what I'm saying. Really good is that's a different level. So I'm saying what you need him – I was just correcting Ryan and said you need him to play good, not really good, because he can't play really good.
Sure. I see. Yes, I agree with that.
Next year, when they have their full line, Frank Ragnow in the middle, Penei Sewell, Taylor Decker, and Matt Nelson. There's another guy. Who's the kid from Ohio? I'm sorry? Jonah Jackson from Ohio State. You get that? That's a hell of a line. A hell of a line. Now you get a healthy DeAndre Swift and whoever else you're going to plug and play there. Jamar Jefferson, or they bring in another running back. And your wide receivers. You're going to draft a new rookie receiver.
Sure.
You got to hope he's going to be worthy.
But when are you going to do that is the question.
They're going to do it now.
I know, but are you going to do that at 28?
Yeah.
Or are you going to burn it on a quarterback? Because if you do take a quarterback,
you got to
have to do it with that second first-round pick, because only with the first-round pick do you get that year option. You get that fifth-year option only with the first-round picks. So that makes no sense to do it with the second-round pick.
If the Rams win the Super Bowl, they're picking 32nd. The Lions pick 32nd. So they pick 32nd and then 34th. So the only thing that can get in their way would be the Jacksonville Jaguars. to put a monkey wrench into that plan. Take your quarterback at the end, wait for your wide receiver for the first pick in the second round.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the situation. There's no quarterback worth drafting to me, especially at that point. I agree with you. You got to stay with the defensive side. Like, there's no reason to draft a quarterback unless there's just something that I'm missing, and maybe I got to watch the Senior Bowl. I'll tune into that, and I'll go back and look at some of their game tape from this past season. But there's nobody to waste a pick on. You're legitimately wasting a pick. Once again, you're getting held hostage to draft a quarterback because you don't necessarily believe in the guy that you have. I think you take your chances with Jared Goff and you roll the dice.
All right, I'll take Jared Goff, but I want to trade a late-round pick and get Mike White as my backup. How's that?
A late-round pick?
Good.
Yeah, I mean, you got some of these compensatory picks.
I'll trade a pick and get Mike White and put him as my backup. He threw for 400 yards in an NFL game. He had one shot at it. The next week, he threw 3 interceptions and they benched him. But it's the Jets. The Jets and the Lions are the same team.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out what happens, but Goff being rumored or being talked about as one of a really top option to go to Tampa if, in fact, Brady retires. Speaking of quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers, is he or is he not going to stay? Brett Favre, the man he replaced, had some thoughts on Aaron Rodgers. You'll hear from that next. Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, Bottom Line.
Everything that we've hoped for, finally.
He's going deep, right side. Oh, that is Edwards out there. He goes up in the air at the goal line.
Hey, it's Braylon Edwards here, wanting to welcome the sports marketing agency to Woodward Sports Network, to the family. Glad to have you guys. For the last decade, the sports marketing agency has literally leveraged athletes around issues such as mental health and substance abuse.
Braylon catches TDs.
On the slant, there goes Braylon Edwards. Edwards on a foot race, and no one's going to get near him. 80 yards for the touchdown.
Ryan catches Pokemon. We all have our strengths. The Bottom Line on Woodward Sports.
All right, it's Friday. You know what time it is. Oh, I guess it's my bookie time.
Go ahead.
All right, it's Friday. You know what time it is. It's the end of the work week. We're talking about Gypsy.
Where is it? I want to see it.
There it is. We don't have the bottom. We don't have the bottom.
I think we drank it all.
I think Adam Baydoun made a drink it
already. Baydoun's getting ready for Monday. That's what's happening. That's what's happening.
Might have taken it for us. If you had a long work week, man, it's
Baydoun.
nothing like.
He took that vodka.
He did. He got us. It's nothing like unwinding on a Friday, man, after work, man, with a little bit of Gypsy vodka, man. This stuff is amazing. Gluten-free, Michigan's own Adam and Mike. You got one with this one. Corn distilled 6-time with artesian spring water. The stuff is the stuff of dreams, man. Look at the bottle, though. It's all about the bottle for me. It's about the artistry that went into the bottle, the design.
Amazing.
Oh, this thing is amazing.
That bottle says one thing.
Drink me.
Gypsy.
It says Gypsy, drink me.
Yeah, that's it.
There you go. Check out, go to your neighborhood local liquor store. Ask for Gypsy vodka. Tell them Braylon sent you. They may give you a discount. They may not. But it's worth a try. If you're going to drink responsibly.
In Aaron's case, I'm sure very surprised. And the dust hasn't settled yet. I mean, it is right after. And certainly he knew those questions would happen whenever the season ended. But I thought he was very clear and honest with his answer. I mean, it wasn't much to it, but it's going to take some time to let this sink in, and the worst is yet to come as far as the feeling. So I don't expect an answer anytime soon. What is soon? I don't know. A month, could be 2 months. But I say this, and I said this last week, his best chance to win is right there. I mean, they had it just like they wanted it, really 2 years in a row. Mm-hmm. And there's no reason to think that they're not going to be any better. Barring injuries, they're a good team. And much like Tom Brady, Aaron's playing at a super high level. So, again, barring injury, you're right back there again next year. We're having this conversation again next year.
What do you think is going to happen? And again, I want to share with everybody, it's
no different? I mean, it's maybe grounded in more information, but it's just an instinct. It's not coming from intimate knowledge. What do you think he does?
I think he comes back. You know, and I think we talked about this last week or the week before. Had he won the Super Bowl, I think he leaves or doesn't play. But that's not the case. I think that there's still unfinished work left for him in Green Bay.
So there you go. And that's kind of what we talk about with Sean McVay. If he wins, I think he leaves. If he doesn't win, he comes back. And I don't know about Aaron Rodgers. He seems like such a different guy. I hope he leaves because I think that would make the NFC wide open. And, of course, the Lions in the NFC North, that would help us a great deal.
Yeah, you know, it's crazy that in 30 years between Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers, they have 2 Super Bowl championships. And 3 appearances. It's still crazy that all those great teams that Brett Favre had, all those great teams that Aaron Rodgers had, it just behooves me. We just assume that Aaron Rodgers is going to grab Devontae Adams and go out there with Nathaniel Hackett and go to Denver, and he's still going to be Aaron Rodgers.
That's the assumption.
We just assume that, oh, it's Aaron Rodgers. He's the best thrower of football. He's the best regular season quarterback. He's got to play Derek Carr, Justin Herbert, and Patrick Mahomes 6 times every season. That you can't just up and go do that, up and reroute yourself. By the way, they got to figure out the situation in Denver. Now they have a good defense. They have some pieces, have some good pieces on offense. You can't just up and go do that. Like Brett Favre said, his best opportunity is there in Green Bay. We all know that. That's not brain science. It's not rocket science. It's not brain surgery. We know that was the best opportunity. I think if you're seeing, you saw, and I talked about it yesterday, you talked about him in his interview with Pat McAfee. He was very polite. He talked about giving them an answer. Like, it's the most respect that I've seen him have in an interview for the franchise probably this season. You know, and Matt LaFleur, they come out right after the season's over. Aaron's the only guy in our mind. Is that Aaron's the guy we want. We don't want Aaron to go anywhere. I just think for both of those situations, I think you're going to see Aaron go back to Green Bay.
I hope we get one more year. I hope I get one more year of watching Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams and that running back core, Aaron Jones, AJ, the rest of that team. I've been loving watching them for the past, I don't know, how many years have you been with Green Bay?
I don't have a number right now.
I just love watching them. It's Sunday. It's 4 o'clock. They're going to Lambeau. I want one more year selfishly. I know they putted out. They puttered out at the end of the year. I don't know what the hell happened to them. Nobody played good in that game for Green Bay. I want them to go back and maybe find a way to franchise Devontae Adams for one more year, and then he can go his way, go to the Chargers, where he probably really wants to go. And then Aaron Rodgers can retire.
I got a dumb question, though. Let me ask this. Obviously, and it's inobvious because if you just look around the landscape of the AFC, the best possible scenario for Aaron Rodgers to win a championship is to remain in Green Bay.
Yep.
But how much of that is just, you know what, I can't do it anymore. I can't do the same thing anymore. If I want to play, I got to go do it somewhere that's going to excite me. Yeah. I need a change. Like Tom Brady, have a new life in Tampa. You know, sometimes you just need a change. I mean, can you imagine playing for one team your whole career and, you know, just you don't want to do it anymore. You don't know if you're really done playing, but you really just want to change.
Look at Tom Brady.
But that's what I just said.
Yeah.
But the difference.
Did you say that? I must have fallen asleep. Sorry.
Yeah, no, but the difference in that, though, is like, and people don't want to play with the same team when they're not having success. Like, Aaron's had nothing but success.
Kind of, but not really. I mean, regular season success.
Okay, that falls on him.
Yeah.
It goes back to what we said. He's been underachieving in the playoffs. Like, that's not – it's on you.
Yeah, no, I mean –
like, I know he has 3 games at 350, yeah, but what about the other 20 games, like in the playoffs? So, I get that, but I think the bigger question that we have to ask is how much longer does he want to play? Because if you're talking about he wants 1 more year, 2 more years, then stay your ass in Green Bay and figure it out for 2 more years. You don't need to leave for 1 more year. But if
they could do it, because don't forget they're way over the cap. He don't want to stay for a rebuild.
But they said they wouldn't rebuild.
They wouldn't be rebuilt this year if they could possibly.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. Before you guys cut me off, does he want to play 1 more year? Or does he want to play 5 more years? Because if he wants to play 5 more years, if he wants to enjoy 5 more years, then leave. Don't even try to stay this year. Don't even wait and have conversations. If he's the guy that wants to play 5 more years, get out now. But if he only wants one more because he wants another crack at a Super Bowl opportunity, which this was the perfect year for that, if he wants another crack at it, then stay for that 1 year. If he's thinking 5 more years, get out.
See, I think too, and maybe this is just a different spin on it, I think he's not coming back. He's either going to go to another team or he's going to retire. And the reason I think that is because if you go back to Green Bay, I think you are doing a disservice to Davante Adams, because the Green Bay Packers cannot pay Davante Adams what Davante Adams is worth. Would he re-sign a 1-year deal in Green Bay? Could Davante Adams do something like that? Sure, he could. But Aaron Rodgers already has his money. It's time for Davante Adams to get paid now, a long-term deal with guaranteed money that will set up generational wealth for his family. I think you're asking a lot of Davante Adams to just sign 1 year and really take a gamble on himself that he's not going to get hurt or anything like that. But if you want to still play, Denver can go pay Davante Adams his long-term deal. Las Vegas could go pay Davante Adams a long-term deal. I think that's a different caveat to this whole thing too, because Davante Adams needs his money.
Yeah, that's interesting that you say that. I didn't think about it from that point of view. That means that the Green Bay Packers didn't care about Davante Adams before they were signing all these other deals. Because Davante Adams has been one of the best wide receivers in the NFL for the last 5 years. He's been the best wide receiver for the last 2 years. And you mean to tell me that you weren't preparing for that? You didn't know that this was coming up? So, like, that shows on the side of the Green Bay Packers that they didn't care about Davante Adams getting paid, much like it reminds me of, I can't think of the guy's name, tore his ACL. It'll come back to him.
Here's where I'll disagree with you slightly on that, is that when you go all in, you got to choose who you're going to pay. And if you got a guy under contract, you go all in. And I'd have to look and see who's getting paid on Green Bay, but you're not going to extend guys in advance of their contracts being up, because then you're not going to be able to bring anybody else in to go for a championship. That's the cruel business aspect of the game.
And that's the BS I disagree. That's the BS I don't like, because my thing is Davante Adams is the best at what he does.
Yeah.
I don't care about the other players. Nobody on that team is the best at what they do, with the exception of Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams. So I don't care about we're going all in and we can't afford to get this guy. If this guy is number one and best, you prepare something to be able to pay this guy or to take care of him when it's his time. I didn't say he was a good wide receiver. I said he was the best.
No, I agree with that. I'm not a general manager, so I'm just a sports fan sitting here considering.
Well, neither am I. So we're just two.
What does it mean to go all in and go $78 million over the cap or something like that? To go all in and to try to win a Super Bowl. I have no idea how Los Angeles has gotten Von Miller, Matt Stafford, paid Jalen Ramsey, paid Aaron Donald, paid all these other guys.
Because the people
Odell Beckham,
Odell Beckham's not getting paid.
Right.
They're paying him $2 million. Von Miller, they got a draft pick for him, so they're not having to pay these guys. The guys that they're paying on their team, they're paying Aaron Donald, they're paying Jalen Ramsey, they're paying Matt Stafford, they're paying Woodward. If those are the guys getting paid. Floyd's getting paid a little cheese as well. That's it. Like, they have money. Like, though it seems like they're paying a lot of people. Floyd, left tackle Andrew Whitworth, you got Stafford, you got Aaron Donald.
But I guess that's the point, though. When you go all in, and you get all those guys, some players make concessions. Now, and that concession for maybe Davante Adams was, look, I'll do this business for this year to go win a championship with everybody, but don't you dare franchise me because I'm out after this. And maybe that's a deal that they made. Just don't franchise me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a good one.
Because that would be terrible if Green Bay
Could be
did
a hell
that
of a
to
deal,
him.
though. If they make a deal with Denver, it's going to be a really big one. It's exciting to look into.
Can you imagine Davante Adams and Jerry Jeudy on opposite sides with Aaron Rodgers dropping dimes?
With KJ Hamler and Sutton in the slots.
Think about that. Oh.
Noah Fant. Noah Fant at tight end.
I kind of want to see it now. I kind of want to see it. Guys, we're going to do our picks next. Ermanni and Edwards. We're bringing Sam and Alex in for the picks.
It should be fun, man. Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Start your new year with a new network. Woodward Sports Network is here.
Hey, gang, I want to tell you about Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac in the great city of Dearborn on Michigan Avenue. General Motors announced that all-new electric Chevrolet Silverado. That's right. Reservations are now open on Chevy.com, but Les Stanford will have one of the largest allocations of that vehicle, so make sure when you go to Chevy.com, option number 2 is choose a dealership. Go ahead and select Les Stanford Chevrolet because they're going to have one of the largest allocations of that vehicle. For more, call them today, 313-565-6000, 313-565-6000. Hit them up online, lesstanford.com, lesstanford.com, Les Stanford Chevrolet. Find new roads. All right, gang, let's get to them. Our Les Stanford Pick'em segment. We certainly appreciate Les Stanford for sponsoring the Pick segment and all of our sponsors here on Woodward Sports Network. Syntron. I love that Syntron commercial, by the way. It makes me feel
Makes you feel good. That's why
really
you love
does.
what they said about enhancing the lifestyle, enhancing how you feel.
Exactly. All right, we're bringing Sam and Alex into the mix as well on these picks. Let's start in order. Chiefs, we're going to use 7 as the number. Chiefs, a 7-point favorite over the Bengals, a total of 54. You want to do a little overs on unders
sure.
too? All right, yeah, good. You. Chiefs, -7. Maz, we'll start with you.
I heard it all. I've seen it all. I've watched enough games in my life. Kansas City's hard to bet against. But with the points, I'm going to take the Bengals to keep them stay in this game. It's going to be like 45 degrees in Kansas City. The weather's not going to be a factor.
Give me a score, too, by the way.
Both teams play outdoors anyway. I'm going to go Kansas City 38, Cincinnati 35.
Ooh,
so give
you
me
got
the over.
You got the over and the Bengals.
I think the Bengals could score right with them.
Sam, give me a score.
I believe that the Chiefs win 35-14. I think they are going to maul the Bengals. Did you see the Bengals offensive line? Like, Frank Clark and Chris Jones are going to eat this weekend. And, of course, Patrick Mahomes, as he's the best football player I've ever seen with my own 2 eyes. They got Tyreek Hill, Kelsey, Mecole Hardman, Byron Pringle. They're loaded. They are going to maul the Bengals.
3 touchdowns. Alex, what do you got? Give me a score, buddy.
Joe Burrow is playing some good football right now, but Patrick Mahomes is playing great football. I think it's the end of the road for Joe, the quarterback they're calling Joe Burr, I guess. He'll be back next year, though. I got the Chiefs in this one, 34-21. Chiefs win.
34-21. Braylon Edwards.
Yeah, I don't see how Maz sees them scoring 35 points. Because you said 30, what did you say, 35?
38-35.
I don't see how you have them scoring 35 points. They couldn't do that against Tennessee, and they couldn't do that against the Raiders, but they're going to do that against the Chiefs.
I think Tennessee has a better defense than Kansas City.
But they also have a much better offense than Kansas City, which means they score. You play under different type of duress when you're not in the game. When you're in the game, you can stay in there and make plays when you're only down 5, you're only down 3, you're only down 7. But when you're getting blown out and every play has to be a pass play and you don't have an offensive line, you're getting torn to shreds. 45-21. That's a mercy 21.
I love it. I love it.
I really want to say 45-17.
I love it. I love it.
Switch it. 45-17.
I'm going there right now. I love it. God, I love you.
That's my guy, man. So I'm talking
I love you,
man. Bring it in.
I love that. I love that.
Different type of stress when you get behind. Like, it's easy when you're playing the Titans and you're getting sacked a bunch, but they're not scoring. So now in every possession, you still can run the ball, still can pass the ball. Everything is at your disposal. But when you get behind 14, you get behind 21, you can't just hand the ball off to Joe Mixon anymore. You now have to make plays, and it's tough to play against the Kansas City Chiefs team if you're down 21.
What was the score of the first game against them?
34-31.
Okay.
Yeah, what's happened since then?
Yeah.
Just saying.
The Chiefs have blown everybody out since
I'm just saying. They scored 31
Guys,
against
this
them.
next one is interesting. So the over-under 46 in that one.
Game too,
the Rams, a 3.5 point favorite. They're begging you to take the Niners. Begging you to take the Niners. Rams, 3.5 point favorite. Give me a score, Maz.
Niners are going to win the game. They're going to sweep the series, just like the Giants and the Redskins back in the day. Just like these, you can't beat a team 3 times. Yes, you can. Kyle Shanahan has got his number. 49ers are playing out of their mind. Their fans are going to be there in L.A. They're going to score. Let's see. I'll give the 49ers 24. I'll give the Rams 21.
Ooh, 24-21. Okay, so you got the Niners and the under.
Yep.
Sam.
Rams 27, 49ers 17. I think Matthew Stafford is going to make the plays he needs. Guys like Von Miller and Odell Beckham, that's why you get guys like that to go all in. I don't think the 49ers have anybody who can cover both OBJ and Cooper Kupp. And I do not want to see Jimmy Garoppolo.
Would you say 27 what?
17.
27.
And I do not want to see Jimmy Garoppolo once again not do jack crap in the game and for the 49ers to win. It can't happen again. It won't happen. Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, Von Miller, they will all show out.
Alex Mayer.
First of all, let me just say thank you for including me on this segment. It's a real honor.
Thank you.
I make these graphics every week, wondering if one day I'll get my chance.
That's
and
all
I finally
you,
got
baby.
it. I finally got it.
Here for you.
I think Jimmy Garoppolo has been watching the Woodward Sports Network all week, and we've been talking about him, asking if he's the guy, if he's got what it takes. And I think he actually comes out and has a really good game. I think he throws for over 300 yards in this one, and I got the 49ers winning 23-17.
That's a good game. Braylon Edwards.
You absolutely can't win 3 times. The Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Ravens 3 times, if I'm not mistaken, 2009. They beat the Ravens 3 times, including in the divisional round. I'm going 49ers. I'm going with the Rams, though.
Ooh.
I'm going with the Rams. I just think and once again, it's time. I like what I see out of Von Miller.
It's what?
It's under Bruce Buffer.
Yeah.
In the words of Bruce Buffer, my favorite announcer right now, UFC. It's time! For Matthew Stafford and the Rams, Odell Beckham's playing at a high rate. Everything that Sam said, I don't have to say anymore, as well as Alex over here. You're going with the Rams, man.
What's the score?
34-24.
Damn.
It's a 34-24, like a 10-point cushion. Like I don't think they'll ever be in danger. But
hey man,
34-24.
Your lips to God's ears for Baydoun on Monday.
Oh man, I'm telling you, that is going to be a show.
I want the Rams to win. Forget about Matthew Stafford. I want to see Baydoun. I want to see Baydoun and what he does on Monday. All right, gang. NBA All-Star starters. Thanks so much, guys. NBA All-Star
Great
starters.
graphic, by the way, Alex. Appreciate that,
announced yesterday. A couple of first-timers getting the start in the West. You go with LeBron James, Nikola Jokic, Ja Morant, Steph Curry, and Andrew Wiggins getting the start. In the East, it's going to be Giannis Antetokounmpo, Kevin Durant, Joel Embiid, DeMar DeRozan, and Trae Young. That East is freaking low. All of these guys are incredible. What do you think, Braylon? What do you think?
I love everything about it, just not the Andrew Wiggins pick. Andrew Wiggins is playing really good for the Warriors. They're number 2 in the West, number 2 in the NBA as a whole. He's playing really well, and he's played consistent when Steph's been slumping. Yesterday, Steph played well for the first time in a very long time, and Andrew Wiggins he's held it down, right? Mm-hmm. So he should be on the team, but he's not starting over Devin Booker.
No.
Devin Booker's 25 points a game, 6 rebounds a game, 5 assists a game. You're not starting Wiggins over Booker. And by the way, the Warriors are 2. Guess who's number 1? The Phoenix Suns. So with that being said, I don't mind Wiggins playing an All-Star game. I definitely think he deserves it, but he doesn't deserve to start over Booker. That's my only gripe.
You like the All-Star starters, Maz?
It's my favorite All-Star game.
It's
of
the
all
best
of them.
All-Star
I love the
game.
NBA. I love
Kane
the whole.
will be there, right? Doing some sort of rookie challenge, I would think.
For sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure he will.
He'll probably do the rookie challenge as well as he'll probably do the skills challenge as well as
the
USA
rookie,
versus the world.
Yeah.
My whole family, we watch the Saturday night. We watch the Sunday game. We love it.
It's a great weekend of entertainment.
I don't care about defense.
They stopped doing it. Used to be freshmen and sophomores.
Yeah, I like that.
But you know what happened?
The freshmen kept winning?
No, not only that, sophomores, all of them became all-stars. They got to the point where all the sophomores were now all-stars, so they didn't want to get them hurt. They were like, all right, well, let's do USA versus the world.
Right, exactly. All right, gang, we're going to take a break. Come right back. It is going to be Maz's videos of the day. Yeah.
6 dark corners, a driveway and a patio, 5 windows that could become doors. Every house has unique security challenges. Guardian Alarm has more tech, more team, and more ways to help keep them all safe. Get a professionally designed and installed security and smart home system from Guardian Alarm. Sign up today and get a free video device. Guardian Alarm. Smart, right from the start. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT.
Opinions are like ear holes, and we're putting ours in yours.
Well, that's not winning, Joy.
It's Woodward Sports.
Hey guys, it's Maz for MyBookie.ag, our studio sponsor and the place I put my sports wagering in. I can't wait for this Sunday. We just went over our picks. I cannot wait for the NFL championships. AFC in the beginning of the day and the NFC to put you to bed at the end of the night. Can't beat it. Super Bowl 56 right after that. And if you're a first-time gambler, MyBookie's the place for you. Use the promo code Woodward. They'll double your first deposit all the way up to $1,000. That's right. Put 20 in, get $20 back. Put 100 in, they'll double it to 200. So on and so forth, all the way up to 1,000. All you got to do is use the promo code Woodward. MyBookie.ag. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. And if you have a gambling problem, call the Michigan Gambling Hotline, 1-800-270-7117.
Welcome back. Ermanni and Edwards, Bottom Line. Final segment of the program on a Friday. Thank you so much for watching and checking in with us all week long. It is the time of the day we like to play Maz's Videos of the Day.
All right, let's do it. Big Ben Roethlisberger retired this week on Wednesday. He did his little spiel. This was Eli Manning, guy that got drafted in 2004, right beside him and Phil Rivers as well. Eli Manning congratulates Big Ben.
Hey, Ben, just want to congratulate you on retirement, pal. 18 years in one historic organization is a great task, so congratulations on that. You know, we've been tied together since our draft class in 2004, so, you know, it's an honor to have shared that draft class with you. It's an honor to have competed against you, and it's an honor to call you a friend now, man. All the best in retirement, and enjoy.
That a boy, Eli. Class,
That's it, Eli.
baby. Class.
All class. Oh, my God. Get out of here.
Happy
birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ryan and Adam. Happy birthday to you. Get up there, baby, dude.
Look at you guys.
The sexiest model girls in the world.
My boy Ryan to be 43 on Sunday, but since we won't be on here, we figure we do it now. Get it out the way, man. A little Gypsy vodka, a little Centron.
That's how you start a party.
That's how you do it, man. Adam, take notes, man. Take notes, man.
How young you gonna be?
This is the bar.
How young you gonna be?
I'm 43 years old.
43 years young.
43 years young.
How's this year been, man?
It's been a great year. I would say this. My Pisha deal still works.
Nice.
There you go. There you go.
Right? And now look, you guys, man. My goodness. Unbelievable. Thanks so much. I'm at a loss for words.
Good.
I'm really
That's a first.
shocked. Yeah. I'm shocked. Thank you guys so much.
We love you, man. We love you.
too.
Love
Thank
you, buddy.
very much. Let's crack this open now.
Joey, why you got a boot on?
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Hey, Joey, what did I tell you about playing basketball?
You know why I'm mad? Oh, my gosh. Lady Jane's girls even made cards?
They did, man. We're out here. We're here for
God.
you.
Oh, my God. Oh.
Other one first. There you go.
Oh, this is great. I love this.
You got to read it, don't
Did you get a free haircut?
Oh, man. I'm sweating now, man. You guys really got me. Wow.
That's how we do it here. Woodward Sports, baby.
This is a good one. I'm gonna keep this.
I want to see those
this
cards.
one for my memory bank.
Pass those cards over here.
I'm gonna take a look at that when we get off air.
I love this.
Maz, we didn't mean to ruin video today.
Why don't you read it? Why don't you read it out loud?
Okay. Ready? So this one is a really nice one from the girls.
Very nice.
Beautiful messages. This one. Let me know if you ever need time alone anywhere. I'm not going to read the names on there. Ryan, every time I watch you in the morning, I go down on myself. Be my daddy.
Who is that from?
Is that from the 60 Over Club?
That's from Spence.
I don't know. I don't know if I can read this one.
Hey, man, be careful.
I can't read that one.
Tread lightly.
I'm saving myself for you, Ryan. Please blank me.
Insert imagination here.
Every day from 2 to 4, I can't handle cutting hair because how wet I am. This is so great.
By the way, these are from the guys who were sports for you guys out there paying attention.
Oh my God. Do something on my face.
All right, we might have to stop there.
I can't.
Holy
I want no
Batman.
part of this.
Man.
But thank you. Woo!
Happy birthday.
I love, and now this is the real serious one. These are the nice ones. This is just a spoof. None of this is going to happen, nor do they want it to.
That was the fellas in the back were having some laughs.
In fact, this is the guy's handwriting in the back.
Exactly.
I see Baydoun has the Baydoun is all over this.
It reeks.
Justin, thanks, man.
The girls gave me the real one.
Yeah, the girls gave us the real one. I think the guys in the back had some
with the
fun
jokes.
with this one.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Amazing.
Oh,
Unbelievable.
mama.
I don't
I
even
almost
know what
dropped
to
that
say.
cake on the way in.
I
by
saw
the way.
that. We got to get after that.
That's good. Hey, let me show you another video. This is for anyone that has a little boy at home, a son. I think if you're a sports fan, you would want your son to be this kid. Check it out.
Thanks, man. Oh.
This kid's watching a soccer game.
He's on it.
Watch him. He can't be more than 3 years old. There he goes. Not even 3 years old. A year and a half.
Oh my God.
Look at him.
Look at him.
He's running with his hands up.
You know, go!
Oh God, that's so funny.
Here he comes again.
I love it. I love his in and out though. He goes around the chair. He has his path. He goes around the chair. He comes back, goes to the wall. He turns around. Look at this.
Man.
He's gonna go back in front of the TV.
What do you think he is? 1.5, 2 years old?
He's probably about 13 months. Yeah, he's about 13.
Wow.
You know what that reminds me of? Did you ever see the one?
Huh?
You know the scene in Rocky IV where
I'm not
he's
paying
in
attention
Russian
to you.
and he has the log on. He's really training in the
God,
snow.
yeah.
Did you ever see the one with the little boy that was imitating the scene? He had
No.
like a little like a builder block type deal.
That's cute, man.
I think I might still have it. I'll send it to you.
Did you say something?
I love that video.
Shut up.
Hey, guys.
It's your birthday. I'm not saying
Reading
nothing.
my card again.
You know how we like to bust. You know how we like to bust Chris Collinsworth's
Let me see.
his chops. This is Joey Molinaro. Joey Molinaro is a comedian. Does a lot of imitations. You can follow him at Joey Molinaro. This is Chris Collinsworth. Chris Collinsworth celebrating his own birthday.
Boy, it doesn't get much better than your birthday, right? I mean, you look at it and you circle it on the calendar every year, say, here's a day where we're going to get together with friends and family and make it a little bit about me, Al. You celebrate another year around the sun. You're going to have cake. You're going to have ice cream, maybe even cookie cake, which I see we have here. And I know you put the 100 on there. I'm not that old, Al, but if Tom Brady can still play at 45, there's no question I can still get out there on the golf course. So I am just thrilled to be here with all of you. There is no doubt about it.
Joey Molinaro as Chris Collinsworth.
He's a really good deal up there.
Very funny. Happy birthday, man. Enjoy the weekend.
Guys. I'm going to crack into this Gypsy Vodka and Cintron right now. Let's crack open that cake. Guys, I love you. Thanks so much, man.
We love
you guys
you.
are the best.
Yeah.
Everybody in the back, my goodness, man. Unbelievable.
Braylon bought you cake in.
Dude, what a guy. Unbelievable. Thanks, man.
No problem, man. Hey, man,
Appreciate you.
from us, man, you do so much for us, man. It's a great vibe, man. I believe in celebrating people's birthdays, man. They were brought on earth for a reason, man. And the fact that we get a chance to spend time with you, know you, call you a brother, do a show with you, man, is great. So you deserve it. I love you, and I'm just glad to be here, buddy.
I love you guys. Enjoy the games. Have a great weekend. Ermanni and Edwards.
Rams, Chiefs. It won't be close. Bottom line. I'm out. Happy birthday, Ryan!
Boo!
The big 4-3.
Love you. 43.
Or is it 34? Depending on what mirror you're looking at.
I feel like I'm 16.
That's what I'm talking about. The bottom line, we're out of here. Bring it in, big guy.
Bring it in, Braylon.
Bring it. Okay, Romeo. Hell.
McDavid 10 for 23 lifetime. In on Soros. What a move! Deposits in the back of the net. Soros helpless.
Yeah, he was so perfect on that chance by Draisaitl coming down the right side again, but not on this one. Too many moves. Look how fast that puck went from backhand, forehand, back.